Um, because I was under the age of 18 and still in school while having this, I got basically free Vicodin.
I love that's how we start our stream. I was underage and got free drugs.
I was underage. I got free Vicodin, UK equivalent.
For an actual like necessity, not just like you went strolling down the street. Like just for context, people. It was for an actual medical necessity.
Icarus, we don't really know that. Mitch could be totally bullshitting us right now.
That's true.
Why would I bullshit about a heart condition that made me want to rip my own heart out of my chest?
Because free drugs.
I wasn't that smart to know how to get free drugs.
You were not that intelligent. You were not that
Back
smart.
then, no.
You didn't get an ability score increase just yet.
No. That ability score increase was a feat called trauma.
No, man. You got.
I got trauma touched.
So that technically translates to wisdom and or charisma. So you gained a charisma, or you gained charisma, and you gained a wisdom, but you minus a constitution.
Show me on the doll where the trauma touched you.
The doll's just colored red.
to quote Hiccup, you just gestured to all of them.
It's a Percy. It's a Percy.
Percy gets a front row seat to Icarus's evil.
You get a front row seat.
Front row seat to the source of all of our characters' trauma.
Well, you just gestured to all of me.
By the way, I am the little devil on your DM's shoulders. I'm the one who gives them evil ideas.
We know.
So,
Aren't you on the
We know.
yeah. I love you guys.
We know.
We outed you for the fucking
the temple.
This fucking.
Percy, you're the fucking reason I made a new character, probably.
Oh, my temple.
I'm not that bad. I'm not that evil. Okay, a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A lot of it.
Your hair does good behind the horns.
Thank you.
Oh.
I try so hard.
You can't say you're not that evil when the LED strip behind both of you is fucking red.
Oh yeah.
The only reason it's red is because I get migraine.
True.
That is fair. I often turn my LED strip onto my room to red when I'm trying to sleep because it helps me fall asleep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But,
It's not red, it's rosé. Shut the fuck up, Kitsune.
But yeah, no. My bar manager, who is a lifelong DM, gave me ideas today.
I don't like that.
You
No
shouldn't.
share?
No.
Mark me down as scared and terrified.
Terrified.
Scarified.
Oh, Paige. The party's in the Feywild now.
Hey!
Ha. No. This is Norse Feywild. This is the Feywild on steroids.
Hey! That's funny.
I homebrewed 2 monsters.
Oh god.
Oh god, maybe I am evil.
Maybe I am the monster. maybe
Am
maybe
I the
Vision
drama?
had a point. Maybe I am the monster.
Am I the drama? I don't think I am.
Is it
Maybe
me?
I
Am I the drama?
am. Every
No,
DM
we
ever.
like the drama. Also,
Damn the hype.
this is just a slight hilarity for the stream. I went and got myself chicken nuggets before the stream. You want to know the
Chicken nuggets are
total
censored.
of the 2 for 10, 2 for 6, 20-piece chicken nuggets was? $6.66. Satan nuggets.
Satan nuggets. God damn it.
I think it's appropriate. Oh wait, no, I need my hat.
Sarah, what did you make?
Deliciousness from what I've heard.
A margarita?
I took the liberty of changing your name for you, Sarah, because you never fucking do it on time.
What thanks?
What tea?
Oh,
Okay.
so
Would you put in the margarita?
So I couldn't make it the way I'm supposed to. The way the perfect margarita is with Cointreau and 1800.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Grand Marnier, but I had to settle for Jose Cuervo
Mm.
and another gold that I can't quite remember the name of. But
Mm-hmm.
cheers.
I love how your filter instantly censored it.
I also do not own martini glasses. I've learned this.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, margaritas don't come in martini glasses. They have margarita glasses.
they have
They
specific.
do at it. They do at Applebee's, okay?
The
You basic-
fuck?
Yeah, if you order a perfect margarita, it's going to come in a martini glass. Actually, it comes with a martini glass, and we give you the whole shaker.
Oh,
What corporate
so,
bullshit is this?
Icarus, did you see a while ago those 2 cocktails I made?
I believe so, yeah.
I'm
Hold on.
excited to make them.
Actually, eventually I will unpack my cocktail shaker, and hopefully we can make some really cool ones. Right now we've just been putting Baileys in coffee as wanted, and then I've got, of course, my captain.
Liara, no. So, Icarus.
Mhm.
It-
Ooh, God, those look good.
So one is called a slow dancing, and the
Oh,
other
that's the one that Sarah was asking for the recipe earlier, right?
is a Japanese twisted espresso martini.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody who
I
would
should-
love that. An
He's like,
espresso
espresso martini. I was like, actually.
John.
Well, we call it a kohi martini.
I love it.
Sarah, your hair looks so cool like that.
It really does.
It's all like
It's gotten so fucking long in the past 2 years.
I know.
By the way, guys, we missed our 2-year anniversary.
We did. We did.
So, this is probably where I should lead into announcements. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Gym Kingdom Chronicles. I am your host, Turn to Page 394. I'm here with Brian T., MN Chief, Aki Obsession, Bard of the Midwest, Icarus of Might, and Bryce Osceles. Bridget Lee, 123, will be joining us later on tonight. She's just getting out of work. And unfortunately, Alpha Hannah 5311 will not be joining us tonight because she has to fly out to state tomorrow. Really fucking early. So she's getting the good sleepy sleeps at the moment. This is session 66. As you can tell from the title, Execute Episode 66. We are 3 episodes away from 69. Nice.
We are.
We're concerns now.
Yeah. So yeah, we have surpassed 2 years of running this campaign. When it started off with just me, the Bryans, Sarah, Bridget, and Icarus. And since then, Nate, Mitch, and Hannah joined us. And we've done the campaign, a series of one-shots, all that jazz. Fuck you, Kitsune. Kitsune just redeemed to hydrate the channel. Out of spite,
Hydration.
I'm gonna be drinking coffee.
I'm not leaving to get water.
Hydration. It works.
Also, for the record, this thrash and apple you give to local growers, that actually is really good.
Since this episode is cursed, start off hydrating. Fuck you, Kitsune. And fuck your penguins. If
Ooh,
anyone
okay,
wants any
good.
if anyone wants any context, check out Kitsune's Twitter. Icarus
Like-
knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, because I was baffled by like what penguin actually are apparently.
Yeah. Not all of us have seen Happy Feet, it's fine. Happy Feet is a movie about penguins.
Oh right,
Had Robin
sorry.
Williams in it.
I actually have not seen Happy Feet.
I have
which
not seen
surprises
it either.
me. I know, Sarah. I'm sorry. I'm a disgrace.
Curious minds need to know.
That movie fueled my obsession with penguins for years when it came out. And that was the same year that March of the Penguins came out, and it was just like a disaster. All the penguins.
All the penguins. Okay. Going on into announcements. This Monday should be Secrets of Pandora, which is run by Hannah and hosted on my channel. So make sure to tune in for that. Sunday, we should still be running Lost Mines of Fandelver. Sarah, unfortunately, will not be joining us because she has prior commitments over the weekend. But we're going to do our damnedest to finally stream after, like, not streaming for a month. Because, luckily, I no longer have outside projects that I'm focused on at the moment. Let's just hope AJ does his fucking homework this time.
AJ, do your goddamn homework.
Do your goddamn homework. Otherwise, you guys are never getting on Neverwinter. Okay. I think next Thursday on my channel, I'm going to be hosting a Star Wars Talks featuring cast members from Clone Wars 5e as we discuss Star Wars Visions that premiered this week on Disney+. If you haven't gotten a chance, check it out. It's basically an anthology series that is entirely anime, based in the Star Wars universe. I loved all the episodes a lot. So if you have a Disney Plus account, be sure to check it out and then join us next Thursday for that discussion. Also on Thursdays is Tales of Yggdrasil, run by Mitch at _imagechieF here on Twitch. So if you don't want to watch us talk about Star Wars, go check out his channel to watch Norse mythology in the D&D realm. Every other Thursday, we have the Clone Wars 5e game. We did not have it this past week because our DM Emmy was not feeling well. And she does her games bi-weekly. So our next game will be in 2 weeks, hopefully. And we are hopefully back to streaming weekly for GKC. We are so sorry that we basically went on hiatus for a month. None of us planned this. It was not planned at all. We have been suffering as much as you guys have been as well. So we are glad to finally get back tonight. If you followed us on any of our social medias, you may have noticed the accounts have disappeared. I made the conscious decision to delete all them because I unfortunately do not have the spoons to maintain social media manager status. So for now, all that's staying up is the Discord and basically the Twitch. I'm going to let the Facebook stay up a little bit longer because I'm in the process of moving all of our short stories we've written to a Google Doc so that we don't lose them before I deactivate that social media. In the future, if I have the energy to run the social media accounts again, I will bring them back. But for now, I just cannot handle it. And thank you, Kitsune, for posting the link tree. That's where you will find our personal social media accounts, such as our YouTubes, TikToks, Instagrams, Etsy stores, Teesprings, all of that, as well as our social justice links for Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, all of that as well. Be sure to check out that link to check out all those important websites. No merch update on my end. I haven't even checked Teespring to see if any sales have been made because I've had no energy to put new products up. Bridget still has a few of her dice skulls available on her Etsy. And those are in limited supply, so be sure to check out her Etsy shop to see her resin D20s. They are extremely cool and they're all handmade. She puts so much hard work into them. Sarah, any updates for Society 6 or Redbubble?
I am consistently uploading. If you haven't taken a look, because I know it's been a while since we've been on here. Since we've been on here, I've uploaded like 15 or more new designs since the last GKC.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's awesome. Check that out. There's currently a sale, 40% off apparel and tech, I believe it is. Also, if anyone is in Sussex County, Delaware, the weekend of the 9th of October, I shall be doing a booth at Apple Scrapple. Come find me. I will be selling coffee mugs as well as prints.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Alright. Hello, Bridget! Good
Hi,
to see your
Bridget.
beautiful face. Alright. I have one small announcement to make before I move on to leave the floor open for everyone else. If you follow me on TikTok, or if you follow Ryan the Enchanter on TikTok, we are in the process of making a LGBTQIA D&D campaign. So if you're a member of the LGBTQ plus community and you love D&D, message Ryan the Enchanter on TikTok. He's trying to form a Discord at the moment to try to gather players together, and we're gonna try to plan a campaign in the near future. It's going to be very fruity. I already know this. Because of how flamboyant both myself and Ryan are. It's gonna be awesome. So, message Ryan on TikTok if you're interested, and he'll try to get the Discord link out to you if you want to join, and then we'll get to planning in the future. But that is it for my announcements. We lost to Bridget.
Maybe
She'll
having
probably be
issues.
back in just a moment. If anyone has any personal announcements they want to make. Also, nose goes on the wholesomeness speech tonight. Mitch, you're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, okay.
Bridget's like, I froze.
Bridget
I'm not
had
gonna
no
hold on.
idea, so she's exempt.
I do have a small amount. A small announcement.
Use your words.
One-shot days.
My monthly one shots. The first one is going to be on the 1st of November. I did say it could possibly be on the 1st of October, but unfortunately, there's a lot of things happening with work right now, and I do not have the time to plan for the 1st of October. So 1st of November is going to be the first one shot. If you follow me on TikTok, you have a link to my Discord channel, in which you can enter yourself in for the one-shot draw. It's going to be 5 players per one-shot that I'm going to draw at random for those who are interested, and it'll be drawn at random minus the people who played the previous one-shot, so that way it stays fair. And the first one-shot is going to be a Battle Royale one-shot. Most, if not all, of the one-shots are going to be based in my homebrew world of Yggdrasil, so yeah. I'm going to roll an impulse roll about the second announcement, because I'm not sure how that's going to go down. Because I'm not sure, like, here's something simple. Alright then. I've gone and done it, guys. I've made an official, approved OnlyFriends. Because extra money.
Ooh. Yay.
You are not by any means obligated to subscribe.
Hotel next to my apartment. Shut the fuck up.
What she said.
They're excited. They are excited for bitches OnlyFans. That was celebration that you heard.
A little premature.
Bridget can't hear you, I'm afraid. But yeah, it's still a baby page for now, so it will be built up and processed. But no one is under any obligation to subscribe at all. It's not even on my link tree yet. But I just thought I'd let you.
Brian has shifty eyes. Shifty eyebrows too.
If you want to, by all means, thank you very much. But no obligation whatsoever. So yeah, that's it. I'll shut up now.
You can't shut up forever. You have to do the wholesome shit tonight.
Can I at least get the blanket? It
Go
doesn't
and
feel
get
right.
the blanket.
It doesn't feel right without a blanket.
I also know Bridget's trying to do an announcement, but the mic
Yeah.
is not cooperating. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, honey.
And I'd actually like to say something today.
Yes.
For those of you who have insurance or live in a country with real medicine, socialized medicine, get your cancer screenings early and often. Do not ignore your colonoscopies, men and women. They sound a lot more unpleasant than they are. I recently had mine. I don't remember a damn thing. But finding cancer early is the best way to treat it. So get your cancer screenings early and often.
Mm-hmm. I understand doctors can be terrifying, but it's safer to go. It's safer to go and get tested and get screened.
Yeah. Also, same sort of bread of area. Even if you're not active, go get your sexual health screenings as well. Just as fucking important.
For vagina wielders on insurance, check to see if your insurance covers a yearly exam. Always go get a yearly exam done. Most insurance companies give you one free yearly exam, so I recommend doing that.
I'm sorry, did you say vagina wielders?
Yes. Not everyone who possesses a vagina is a woman.
Oh, yeah, that's fair, but does everyone wield their vaginas?
Yes.
Yes.
Use like a weapon to
Yes.
It's a force to be reckoned with, alright?
I'm not familiar, so I just had to ask.
Right, I'm gonna get
It's the tunnel of life.
It's the tunnel of life.
No.
Secret
There's a
tunnel.
tunnel.
No.
Yeah,
No, that can stop now. Thank you.
We have been away for far too long.
Oh my
That's
god,
fine.
yes.
Yeah. I like how Melody only person. We are all those who danced at that. We are that coworker who has to come in at 9 a.m. and the music comes on. I guess comes on the song. That's how I greet my coworkers every day.
Speaking of songs at work, I have an announcement to make. I have a bone to pick for whoever make the fucking playlist that play at Applebee's every day. Why is King and Country on the list? This is not a Christian establishment. I don't want to listen to it. I'm done.
Alright.
That's all I had. I'm sorry.
Get ready for the wholesome shit, motherfuckers. Y'all are beautiful bitches. But seriously, to anyone watching, you are in the midst of some pretty amazing, talented, stunning individuals who I can safely say, without meeting, my life would have gone very downhill.
Sorry.
And I am glad to have met every single one of them every day. I am beyond lucky. And if you're friends with these people, consider yourself just immensely lucky to have them in your life. Paige, the Bryans, Sarah, Nate, Icarus, Bridget, and Hannah, who is with us in spirit. All amazing people. And
Kitsune.
And Kitsune. Our lovely
our manager Kitsune.
our lovely PR manager and part-time therapist.
He puts on. He doesn't interact with the chat with our group chat much, but he's always watching.
He's always watching and or judging.
Yeah.
Always watching you, Wazowski.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. The penguins appreciate stuff. God damn it.
But I seriously can't. Where did that accent come from? Jesus Christ, on a bicycle.
Mitch, use your words.
Fuck knuckling wank stain. There you go.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know American was contagious.
When I spend my time around you fuckers a lot, yes it is! What's that?
I can hear you now, Bridget! Yay! I can hear your beautiful voice.
And for those of you who did hang out with me on my birthday, thank you very much. I didn't want to spend it alone. So, and for those who couldn't make it, absolutely fair. You had your own stuffs, and I appreciate you all. So, y'all are fucking amazing. Wear your goddamn masks. Stay safe. And be gay, do crime. And be gay and do crimes.
Be gay, do crime! Also, Bridget, I'm gonna change your username for you real quick. Alright. Ah!
Be
Move
crime,
over.
do gay.
Be crime, do gay.
I know our god.
Hey, it's God!
It's God!
God has blessed us with his presence. Okay, for anyone who's new to the channel, Leo.
Wait, that's not God.
Cranberry captain messages.
That's not God.
Is that God? Who is that?
Wait,
Who is this imposter?
I thought that Leo was a little chunkier than usual.
Wow, Leo's put on quite a bit of weight.
That is Leo. That is Leo light right there.
Are you sure? I think that might be Leo heavy. I'll leave myself out.
That's a big chunk.
That's a God cosplayer right there.
Chunky kitty cat.
Oh, but that
That is a adorable kitty cat.
Oh.
Yes, hello, human. I require your full attention.
Right.
Okay.
As I was saying, for everyone new to our channel, Bridget's cats, Leo and Jinx, make cameos every session, and it's gotten to the point Leo has his own cult following now.
God, that's a major planet with a face.
Aww,
Such a sweet kitty.
cutie. All right, it's been a month, y'all. We ready to play some fucking D&D?
In a month, y'all.
Oh my god. So, without further ado... Oh god, no! Not the clicking! Let us dive into tonight's episode of Jim Kingdom Chronicles. Execute episode 66. Chris, you have the floor, sir.
All right. Been a bit, yeah. It's been a bit. Alrighty. So, if we want to start doing a thing where I take a drink when my voice cracks, that can be something that we start.
That is a new drinking game.
It's fun for everybody, I swear.
Hey, might as well have some fun with the transition process.
Exactly. I'm already super excited. Smalls, I know. I'm already super excited because I have like noticeable facial hair. It's it's not consistently covering or anything, so I'm gonna need to start shaving, or I'm just gonna look like a shaggy.
Unfortunately, I think you're going to end up with my facial hair, which is not desirable. Really, it's not ideal.
No, I'm just remembering
right here.
I'm just remembering the first time all of us heard you speak after like a month on TV.
Right.
Yeah, that was trippy.
Just like, what the fuck?
I just asked that if you end up getting a good enough that you can, I expect at least once the full fucking handlebar. That's all I ask. I want nothing else.
You must do the Waluigi stash.
If I get
With
some
the
really good
wax
like
and
beard
everything.
wax, I'll do it.
And
Also,
everything.
Kitsune, that was uncalled for.
What?
For legal reasons, no Force sensitives will be harmed this episode. The same can't be said for Paige's feels. I work hard to keep this stream running, and this is how I'm treated? But continue, please, sir.
So, previously on Gem Kingdom Chronicles. Hey, that sounds cool. Anyway.
Hey. Oh, there's a break.
So Darren was talking with Xander and Rayla about the proposed mission, what's going on, and everything like that. They need 8 days for a name and location to report in. There are some bolt hole tunnels under Diamond, so they can do it, and they'll have sort of like a hidey hole while they're kind of getting established and everything. Meantime, Flortma, was communing with Anubis, trying to get some advice, maybe a question asked, stuff like that. And Anubis kind of gives as much as he can, even though like it's a weird blind spot as far as like most of the modern deities are concerned. So he does know that she's alive, but he can't see the future and doesn't really have much else besides that. Just basically, she's alive. Be careful, my dude. Go forth. Go forth and be careful. We reconvened the next morning outside of the experiment tree. All the lovely little past results in there. Sierra looks very different because she has fallen. Everyone can see it. Nobody really quite knows how to broach this topic, and it's sort of like, well, we're gonna put a pin in that. It's sort of the collective thing here. Has no emotions. Isla was present and determined. Not everyone sees the twins, but Darren did tell Sierra that they're there. They're just kind of like waiting for the moment to pop forward, startle everybody, and then fade back into the background, as you do. And it's like, what's up, bitches? And we're done. Florma starts and shares what Anubis said, and also shares Drax's idea for gossip mongering within Pendalin that he elaborates on. And Isla also steps forward and takes a chance to kind of speak her mind, clears up her side and feelings from everything that was going down the day before, and does agree that they should go to Diamond. Devotion also speaks up too and thanks Isla. He gives the twins some info on Severance, the cult markings, and like things to look out for. Asks if they could hide the family in Pendalin, and they can, provided that like you get them all. And they can also spend the week fortifying and warding and getting items to kind of hide them, like, you know, picking up like a thing here, a thing there, stuff that they can combine and further refine to make sure that they can make effective sort of disguising stuff. Drax suggests getting people to attack the cult stronghold while they attack in Diamond. It's a possibility for the future, but it's not going to go over currently. Go around the group, getting some input. Sierra doesn't offer up an opinion, and Sooth is not there to hear anything because she is packing and preparing to leave. There is a little bit of a little flare up between Drax and Zinc because of the Bob disguise, and Zinc does leave for a little bit. They finish deciding when and how to travel. If I remember correctly, what I've got written down after we decided is that y'all are all going to go at once with the teleport circle and then scatter out so that you don't draw attention in a big group, basically. Nobody's going to be traveling up there sort of separately. And I think Devotion had a thought to, after like a couple days later, to like kind of leave the city and then come back in on his own on horseback. But he and Sutha will not be traveling together because Sutha does not trust herself not to murder him on the way. Is what I gathered from that discussion. So just little bit, little murder, little. Zink goes to find Sutha in front of the inn. She she accidentally took a cart and buys it off the poor dwarf. I remember that. There's some small talk until Devotion comes up to update Sutha and make it clear like why and what the plans are. They have a very heated discussion that's honestly been like a long time coming. But they kind of have it out a bit between them because and kind of end on a, if not on a positive note, it was at least on like an okay note, because Devotion kind of understood like where Sutha was coming from, and Sutha finally got to sort of speak her mind about things. And Devotion also knows that she will protect his family even if, you know, he should fall to his sister, or has to die just sort of in general to make things safer. Sutha's very okay with that. I specifically have like, that's just, Sutha is very okay with that. She doesn't want to travel with him, so they're all teleporting, which is like the confirmation I got there. So yeah. And then Rayla near the end, she takes a minute to talk to Sierra about what the fuck is going on, because she looks real different than the last time, and like what the fuck's been going on up here. Did Darren do something? Is that, do I need to kick his ass? That's kind of the vibe that you got.
Almost like my friends know me.
What? No. Your best friend and the sister of your ex knowing how you are in a relationship? Perish the thought. Anyway.
We're like 5.
And she does suggest sort of talking to Darren about like what's going on with Sierra, because like sort of like her right now, the Order couldn't really have emotions either, which is why like Darren's so good at hiding his, and also doesn't really know what the fuck to do with his either. They're just kind of there, and if he puts them in a box, maybe they'll like make sense later. I'm not sure.
Sound healthy?
Yeah, no, it's totally healthy. Anyway,
I feel like that got a little too deep and personal for all of us.
I'm not speaking from personal experience. Anyway, so and Rayla like does sincerely hope that like Sierra's gonna be okay, but like for right now, it's clear that she's not, and Rayla doesn't really know what to do, but she tried to offer what she could here. And I think, God, our last shot I know was something kind of funny. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was like one little like one-off like one-liner, because Darren, I have here the last shot is that Darren looks around and is worried about where Rayla is while he's talking to Xander, because it was something to the effect like Rayla said something about him, and it was sort of like the, who's talking about me? Where is she? But yeah. So with all of that, we can now begin session 66. Holy shit, y'all. Holy shit, y'all. There are so many.
2 years in the making, man. 2 years in the making.
2 years in the making. Holy hell. We're mavericks in the fields. Anyway.
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
No, but it's burned in one. Anyway.
Much like the Library of Alexandria.
Okay. Some of us are still not over that.
Yeah, that's
No.
too soon to bring up Alexandria.
Too soon to bring up Alexandria.
It will forever be too soon to bring
It will
up.
forever be too
Way too fucking soon, bro. Way too fucking soon.
For those who don't know, we all read and we all still really salty.
Mm-hmm.
Any book burning in history, we're all salty.
I'm trying to remember. Alexandria was Caesar's fault, right?
Yeah.
This is why we stabbed Caesar.
Everyone should totally just
Which is why I'm 10 times more aggressive when I make Caesar salads at work.
Ides of March, motherfucker. You just come in, Paige has got 15 fucking knives and salad.
It's just why we don't have the choppers anymore. We just toss salads now. We don't chop them anymore. This is why.
Y'all are getting too aggressive with the slap chop.
Oof, 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 oof. Yes.
Oof. Oh, Lord
Oofda.
have mercy. Okay.
Oofda.
So, anyway. So, let's see. Y'all, as far as I remembered, y'all were gathering together, getting prepped. It's a very lovely morning. All of the emotional stuff sort of aside. Very lovely morning all together. And y'all are, I think, at this point, gathering together so that you can, en masse, teleport out to Diamond. So yeah, so you got Bob, front and center, casting his very familiar looking magic.
Is everyone ready? Because I'm Bob and not Zink, and I'm definitely casting all of this teleportation circle, which takes 10 minutes. So,
To be fair, Zink would come up with a 10-minute dance routine to prepare. Like, I have to make this fun. This takes forever.
just clarifier and mental budget note for, graphics for when this becomes a movie or TV series. When Zink casts a spell, he uses prestidigitation to distribute the light and chalk that creates the circle destination. So it's kind of like Final Fantasy a little bit.
Yeah. And then he does Vogue poses all around.
Oh, well, he's definitely like dancing like to do this because it takes 10 minutes. So, he's not going to stand there and be like,
But you must agree with me. Zink is definitely doing the Gem Kingdom equivalent of Vogue.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, teleport.
Maybe minus the dead drops because he doesn't want to mess up the lines, but definitely everything else.
Move locations. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So he is currently casting, and he just politely is going to remind people, there's only 6 seconds to walk through, so once the teleportation circle is up, be ready to go. Anyone who doesn't come through will be left behind.
Cool.
I change my appearance.
Alrighty. What you look like now?
Do I know anything about this town we're going into?
Yeah. So Diamond is a fairly large-ish town. It's got a huge magical basis, so there's also like a lot of like magical shops there. Specifically martial magic, because Diamond in this universe is a great conductor, as it is in ours. But it's also a great magical conductor, and it's really, really good specifically for martial magic uses because it conducts so efficiently and effectively. It overall is just really, real good. So there's another magical academy, there, that specializes again in martial stuff and in like the more experimental kinds of magic, because when you have essentially tiny superconductors that you can use as your material components, you can do some wild shit. Turns out.
What about the people there? Is this mostly humans, mostly elves, mostly dwarves?
As far as I remember, it's a pretty good mix-up because basically anybody that can do or is interested in doing magic is able to come through and do stuff here.
I know there's at least one orc, which is the one we let out of the dungeon. Him and his family, and he was taken away as a kid, so we're not entirely sure.
It's got a pretty good variety. Just in terms of like pure numbers, there's a slightly more majority that favors humans and elves. But overall it's pretty decently mixed, so no one race would necessarily stand out any more than they would from just like like tieflings kind of would, but that's because they do like no matter where they go.
Okay. He'll just be like a very nondescript NPC version half elf. Like
Very Dragon Age.
very it's you know the face that gets repeated through BioWare on a regular basis. He's like that. Why is there 3 of the same face in this particular cutscene? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, one second.
You're good.
Sorry. So, teleportation circle. I actually have no idea how loud is my keyboard whenever I do have to type. Can y'all hear it like super clearly, or is it muted?
I don't
You
hear
can
it.
hear it, but it's not
All
terrible.
right, cool. I only asked because it's like a pseudo mechanical one, so it kind of is supposed to make a louder noise, but I don't know how loud it actually carries to a camera.
I'm gonna feel for y'all when I eventually get the typewriter keyboard.
Mine is
'Cause it
too.
clicks.
I don't feel right without the actual like
clicks.
clicks. Yeah, I need the clicks. I need to feel that response.
There's a whole community dedicated to just the sound of keyboards. I found it on TikTok. It's amazing.
The MacBooks, I don't like the keyboards because they don't depress enough. It doesn't feel right. Which is, I have my Logitech, which is perfect for me.
But yeah. So, sorry, words happening, brain. So you guys are gathering around prepping. Darren, you have changed your appearance, so you look at like you look like Blendon Blandon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very, very nondescript. But probably with hair. But probably with hair. Look, just saying. So, other than that, y'all are kind of gathering around. Isla is, I think, kind of sticking close to Drax, and for the purpose of this, I'm going to say that she's kind of a little reserved, a little quiet. Y'all have expended a lot of a lot of emotional energy, let's say, over the past few days. So sometimes you just need to take a breather and like hold your partner's hand and wait for a spell to get cast. And that'd be what she do. So yeah. Sutha and Devotion, I'm guessing you maybe accompanied Zank back from the stables, so you're probably on opposite sides of the circle.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
It's been a while, but as they were to go, actually, no, never mind, because we don't have it's not basically when we go back, we're starting the circle, so I don't have enough. Last time I was gonna have Devotion go off and cool off because he has to remain calm, but that's kind of like we don't have time for that because we're getting.
You're gonna have to cool off in Diamond.
We'll just skip on by. I think, he will try and summarize to Sutha on the walk back the actual plan of going in, splitting up, letting them do their thing, finding out what we can individually, and then coming back together, whooping ass. Kind of bare bones, as little conversation as they can manage. Just like, here's the plan: go in, split up, come back, do the thing, and then,
You got like 6 minutes, bro.
Yeah. Because she decided she didn't want to be there for the plan, so someone has to tell her the actual plan, so she doesn't just wander off by herself and get stabbed.
Hashtag emotional teenager.
Hashtag irritable father. Hashtag father of teenager.
Hashtag oh honey, you're 15.
Yeah. He had tended no.
Yeah, Sutha's our half orc.
No. Dante's 12. He's almost a teenager. He's a
He's a
preteen.
preteen.
He's father of preteen. He knows what's happening. Oh my God, Dante's almost as old. Oh, there's almost Susan's age.
Focus.
Sorry.
We only have
Yeah.
6 minutes left on casting.
So basically, a basic rundown with assistance from other people. But
Yeah, definitely. I'm guessing that Flortma already sort of just waiting, ready to go, just like, yep, we're fucking doing this. Let's go, bitches. But in a much more reserved Flortma style. As you can imagine. All right. Are we done yet? Or can we? Anyway. So there is, sorry, Drax and Isla are also there. Zink is casting, and Zink is casting. I just said that. Sorry. So Darren and Sierra are also within the circle, of course, as well as Rayla and Xander. I think they're kind of like sticking closer together and just, they've done this before, but it's also a thing of like, here we go again, fucking magic shit. So, because like, even though they actively use it now to make things easier for themselves, like Darren, they had the same kind of upbringing of like, you have to be careful with magic because it can easily give you away, it can lead people to you, it can leave a trail or trace, or just make somebody like remember you more clearly. So it's like, it's dangerous even as it's very helpful. So you have to kind of balance these two to find the happy medium for you. So even though they've done this before, it's still a thing of like, we're gonna be like trailing fucking teleportation magic shit behind us for the next like 20 minutes. So yeah. Oh, kitty. Oh, a good kitty. So yeah, y'all are heading over and are getting situated. The spell is being cast. You guys can feel the music or feel the magic moving through you like music. Do you have the music in you?
Don't let go.
Don't stop me now. I'm casting a spell, y'all. I'm casting the spell. Anyway. So, anyway, so yeah, I think the time before cast goes pretty well. Maybe everybody's kind of looking around, looking back and forth, focusing on just like, all right, we're about to get where we need to fucking go, I guess. And I think Zink, right as you cast the spell, and right as like you're basically finalizing everything, and it's about to like do the like and zap everybody away. Right as y'all do that, Darren and Sierra especially, as well as anybody else who has at least like a 12 passive, which I think is most everybody. If not, I'm sorry, but everybody who has at least a 12 passive is going to hear Arakiel from behind Sierra say loudly and in distress, "Sierra!" And then y'all see Sierra get yoinked from the circle as it goes off, and you teleport to time.
Well,
Let your body move to the what?
as soon as he notices, it's gone. We're gone. It's like,
You're right, I'm a diamond safe and sound. Most of you.
like,
You would have teleported to the teleportation circle.
I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of the game.
This is the way.
This is the way.
this is the way. Oh, okay. I guess Raquel is dealing with that. So,
Darren?
Aaron, how are you doing?
With very little understanding of magic, is frantically trying that telepathic communication that he has.
You are
It's still
very
connected.
out of range.
You're so out of range.
You are
Don't.
very out of range.
You could not be.
He's just,
Oh.
it's a lot of, in his mind is a lot of, what was that? Where are you? What? No. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Bob here. We have arrived in Diamond as requested by the travel agency. It seems one of us did not come through the circle. Sir, please come with me. I will escort you over here. Darren.
All that's going inside of Darren's brain. Darren thinking his face is flat, but everyone looks at Darren. He's like, his eyes are bulging out of it. Like, fuck.
We are in like, it is the poker face, but it's frozen.
Yeah, no,
he's like rebooting.
Yes, exactly. It's like you're buffering. Rayla and Xander both are just sort of like, one is on either side, and they're both doing like, hey, it's okay. Hey, she got out. I don't know who that was. It sounded like somebody was upset. Are you okay? Who was that?
Oh, you know my father's about to murder me.
Well, it was her father, who is also an SMR and might know what's happening.
One of my sending stones to Sierra. I'm looking through my fucking inventory right now.
I don't think we have sending stones to each other.
No, because you had telepathy, and we're never too far from each other.
Bob walks over to Darren and is like, you, are you all right, sir? Hello?
He's trying so hard to like force the telepathy to happen.
I'm sorry.
There's a vein popping in his head.
And Rayleigh kind of
I twitch.
Why
everything but okay.
Why don't we get you a beverage, sir?
Why don't we get us a room at an inn to talk this over? I like the way this man thinks. Let's do that. Where's the shadiest place in here?
We are
look,
in a new
the Shady Shack. Let's get there. Yes, I have named one of the seediest places in this place, the Shady Shack. The man knows what he's about. He understands where his business comes from.
Oh, by the way, we just teleported to a circle. Where is it? What's around
so the circles are kind of they're set up to either be like on the edge of or very, very close to the merchant center, because the thought is usually that that's either going to be for merchants to use, or it's going to be to where you can get some kind of transport to other places if you're like a political person, say. It's also potentially that there's kind of the thought of like, if you're a political person who needs to talk to like the prospector immediately, you're going to use teleport to go to a specific place, not the circle. Circles are a lot more useful for merchants and things of that sort.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. Sorry.
Fair. So you guys are like right on the edge of like the merchant district, like right where it basically crosses over into like the seedier parts, which is why you have the Shady Shack right there. Ironically, expectedly in the shade of a big ass oak tree. Because I have no chill and I refuse to get any.
No. Am I able to see the temple?
Not from here. This is not near the temple part.
Wait, I interrupted Mitch earlier.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Drax was gonna go over to Darren.
Who currently buffer.
Darren?
Slowly looks up.
Chatty Cathy, enough of the names.
Darren, use your words.
Stop using our names, sir. We need aliases.
Looks down towards Bob. Back. Back now.
Hank, do you have the spell slots for that?
I don't know.
Bob, do you have the spell slots for that?
Why don't we go inside first, and then we can discuss options.
And let's at least get inside somewhere and we can have a chat.
Yes, we were supposed to split up. Come on.
Rayla kind of comes in like not necessarily like she doesn't do like this, but it's sort of like the pat on cheek, like, hey, if it was her dad, it's probably fine. Let's go in. Maybe we have to go to a temple. We can get a cleric, right? We can do ascending. But let's reconvene in the Shady Shack.
He shuts it off.
Aww.
Most professional mode.
Darren, you hear a voice in your head as a sending spell comes through.
Professional mode immediately interrupted.
I'm all right. Dad is just concerned about me. Continue with the mission. I will rejoin you all when he deems fit. I love you. Sierra.
Bob to Fred. Come, let us go.
She just gets back. He's not the only one. Why can't I join you?
No response. Because girl is currently getting lectured.
Fred, come on.
Yeah,
let's
he
go.
goes back into business mode again. Everything seems to be fine. We can continue as usual.
Bob was just about Bob has gone behind you and is about to start pushing you towards the tavern as you say that, and it's just like,
I feel like at that line, Devotion looks at Drax and is like, go.
No, yeah, no, Drags is sharing that same exact look, just, oh boy.
Yep, he is not
okay. Fred, let's go.
Darren, you will get an update later, just not now.
It's fine, he's turned it off.
Do you ever shut off your brain? What do you mean? Like, woo, trauma.
Thank you, baby.
God damn it, Percy.
I was just being dramatic.
Attention, Devin said, oh, donuts. Hey, donuts.
Donut?
Uh,
Donut? Donut. Anyway. No, I want donuts.
I'm sorry, Percy. I don't know. I can't. I've begun the donut.
Donut.
no.
Continue.
That sounds so good.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You
You're
feeling
good.
You good, Brian?
That oxycodon's hitting. I understand, hon. I understand.
Which, Brian, if at any point you need to take off because you need to sleep, it is understandable and completely okay.
This is our way of saying, don't fight pain medicine. They will win.
Every time.
Guys, I totally appreciate that. I really love how much you care about me and my well-being. And
I mean, you too, man.
It's so sweet.
You definitely look like you're feeling good there, Florma.
Oh yeah.
Continuing.
Hey, I'm doing okay.
Good.
You're doing great, buddy.
You're doing great.
All right. Drax is actually gonna walk over to Florma. So that just happened. Stick to the plan.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay. Oh boy. Ugh. This whole thing is gonna go upside down now, isn't it? Before
Not
we've
jumps well.
Only if you keep using names that aren't supposed to be mentioned. Let's go. Tina?
I'm
Are you
sorry?
guys heading to the Shady Shack?
Tina, Fred,
Shady Shack, yes.
Jose.
Shady Shack.
So outside the Shady Shack, before you guys actually get fully in there, because as mentioned, it's like right on that cusp of merchant section and like the seedier parts. So it's where like a lot of stall people will gather. So people that do little things for trades, maybe look for a mark if they're of the more shady sort, and what have you. And you can also, if you so choose, get your fortune read.
Is it the same fortune teller from Amethyst?
It is not. It is a new fortune teller, heretofore unseen by the party. Would you like to? Hey, Belladonna.
What
You've
the
had
party
an interesting day.
sees is a teal-skinned tiefling woman. She's got long amber red hair. Her horns are interesting because she has horns that protrude out her forehead, like right at her hairline, and then long horns that curve back. But they're gilded with gold and flowers wreathed around them. She's wearing a very colorful coat and dress. She's got jewelry on. She's very pretty. What's kind of off-putting is her eyes. She's got pure icy blue eyes. No irises, no pupils. And she has a little table set up with crystals, incense, and she has a deck of cards. And you hear her voice. Fortune for a gold piece. You want to gaze into your future? Step right up. Hey, y'all!
Are we about to get Louisiana fortune tell?
I know
Born
of this.
and bred under bayou.
I know of this fortune teller from Sunday.
Anyone who is
No,
in
from people-
Fandelver has met this character already.
You know, Flortma would not do it, but I want to do it.
Impulse roll?
Impulse roll, impulse roll, impulse roll.
Do it.
Because you know what, Flortman might be like, you know what, especially because this city, out of any of the ones that y'all have been to recently, is functioning. It's good. It's a normal ass city. There's nothing weird hanging over the place. There's no creepy people stuck in like Pleasant Land. It's just a city.
I'm guessing I lose the impulse roll.
That's
I
up to you.
rolled a 1.
So you automatically do the thing you were
Yes.
doing.
Yeah.
So how
I automatically do the thing. I
Yeah,
give her a gold piece.
it depends on like your preference. Like for some people, if you roll high, you do the thing. Some people roll low, you do the thing. But a 1 or 20 is usually a do or do not do the thing.
Yeah, a 1. I'm just gonna do the thing.
Well, good morning to you, darling. You want to have your fortune read today?
Not really, but yes.
Alright, just 1 gold piece, please.
I give her the gold piece.
I'm gonna mark that on my inventory. Alright, is there any particular spread you want done, or just the usual past, present, future?
Surprise me.
Alrighty. And my tarot deck in my player's character sheet actually has a way to actually use it, so I don't have to use this. Because I can't think of stuff for the actual deck at the moment. Okay, so I need a D8 and a D10. Yeah. Where's the D8? So I'll roll 3 times. 7, 3, so 37. So the first part, first card she puts down for your pass card is the King of Cups. All right, so this is the card that represents your past, the King of Cups here. Appears you possibly have been dealing with some repressed, deep feelings, maybe a little bit of a traumatic past. Does that sound right, Sugar?
Go on, because I'm not going to give you any hints.
Oh, that's all right by me. Let's see what your present holds for you then. That is 48. The next card she puts down is the it's the Eight of Cups. So here's what's currently going on in your life. Possibly whatever you were dealing with in your past, you have put on hold in search of something better. So you had like a past goal or mission in mind, something else has come along that you have put all your effort and your energy into. Does that sound correct?
It is what it is.
Let's see what your future holds then. What's waiting for you down the road here? Alright, so 26. That is going to be an Page of Swords. This one. I just advise a little bit of caution in your future. Make sure you aren't making any rash decisions. Think before you act. Especially if what you're doing in your present is like a very important goal or mission going on. You want to think before you act. You got that?
Got that. I am definitely one not to make rash decisions.
No. That is a good, that's good to do. You always want to make sure you think things through before you go through with it. Oh, are these your friends over here? And Belladonna is going to cast her gaze upon the rest of the group.
I think somebody that you see within the group, that maybe you hadn't been expecting to see for ever again, is actually Raylan. You recognize Raylan. You've met her before throughout your travels. She usually tends to like to stop in for like a quick drink in some place, and you guys just sort of got along. I don't think she ever really she never bought into your like fancy handwork with the cards, but you know, you guys have sort of met each other in passing quite a few times. And Rayla looks a little surprised. She's like, oh, you know.
Mon chéri, aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
I could say this. You know, we could actually use an extra pair of eyes that's familiar with this city if you're interested in earning a little bit of extra, let's say. Yeah.
Oh, if you just let me know, like, just what the small details are of this job that you're on, I'll be happy to help out, my friend.
Oh, now how did you know that I was on a job?
Well, call it intuition. I know you don't buy into that, but... So, is this your group you're traveling around with, dear?
Well, really, it's
What are you?
his group.
I assuming she's like putting her hand on Darren's head.
Putting her hand on Darren's head, who like within a few like beats, is like he's a little shy, and I think honestly because I know Darren probably just does it and then fucking disappears.
As I can clearly tell. Hello everybody, my name's Belladonna. You can call me Bella or Donna or even Belle or Dawn or even Donnie if you're feeling friendly. Yeah, as you can see, I'm very close friends with. Did Rayla like ever use like a nickname around Belladonna?
Honestly, just Ray Ray.
I'm very close friends with Ray Ray here.
Everybody takes a moment. Ray Ray?
Yes, they have slept together.
If Rayla has directly brought attention to me, I'm still there. A side conversation was happening. It's nothing to worry about. It's fine.
You can do that as soon as this is done.
Yeah. But he definitely has one of those.
What? I didn't date you.
Ray.
Yes, Ray Ray.
Cute.
Well, give me just a couple minutes to pack up my stall here real quick, and
I mean, honestly, we're going to be settling in pretty deeply, but anything you can tell them about just the city, people to avoid, people to like be in aware of, any of that would be good stuff. We're gonna carefully make our spot here for the next 2 weeks or so.
Well, I will say for a fact that people will be looking a little curiously to your friend over here, and she's gonna point straight at Devotion. I just say that by personal experience. They're not as bad as some of the smaller towns in the kingdom, but there's still some people who feel the need to stare.
Yeah. Can I be perception checking since Devotion is still fucking looks like Devotion?
I don't know what you expect me to do. I'm 6.5 feet fucking tall and bright fucking red.
And there's people who want your head, so can I keep an eye out?
Obviously, you just need to slouch a little, and if you just did something.
I hit anime. There's no wiggle room in this anime.
You just gotta put a little bit of concealer on. It's fine. It's fine.
Look, here's the thing. He is trying to eventually find a way to avoid his sister. That's one thing. Who he's trying to technically avoid finding out that he is here before he announces himself is the fucking master of the Paladin Order here, because he's a dick. And then if he finds Devotion, everyone will know Devotion is here, because he's gonna shout his name from across the goddamn city. He's just sort of like, he sort of nods at Belladonna. I was like, he's never seen a tiefling outside of his family. Like he's like, they come in that color.
There's a variety
with horns that look like a bedazzled crown.
I love that, by the way.
Yeah. I went fucking extra with this character.
I need her from Hero Forge, where you can actually do shit like that.
No, I made one. I made a picture of her on Hero Forge.
Yes.
1 second. I think I have it. I'll share it to the group. Well,
just family.
Grabbing that, can I roll a perception check to make sure we're not being too obviously stared at?
Hey, guys.
While Paige is grabbing that, can I be making a perception check to make sure that we're not being or to see who's watching us?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Roll for me. Roll them bones for me, motherfucker. That was great. I'm sorry.
Can I also do so, but based on hearing?
Yeah. Did you roll a 20? What was that look for, Sarah?
I rolled a 31.
Holy shit.
I rolled 19. So 31.
Damn.
I rolled a nat 20.
I forgot how high his perception is.
Oh.
Granted, I rolled a nat 20, got a 23. For hearing.
31.
So, Darren, what you see is that you guys are, like I mentioned, you guys are like right on that cusp between the shady stuff and the more respectable merchant areas. So, honestly, it's that very interesting collision of these two that makes it so that anybody who's hanging around here stays in their own lane. Because by God, life is easier if you just stay in your own lane. It's a combination of like the rich merchanty types do not want to be involved with those people that are, shady and potentially criminals and bringing down our property value. And the shady people are like, I don't want to ever be accused of being involved in shit that I'm not involved in. So I'm just going to keep my head down and keep on moving. So you're in a really interesting juxtaposition between these two things, where literally there's nobody currently on the street because it's kind of early in the day for this place to be awake, so to speak. And the merchants that are here are doing everything they can to pretend you don't exist. So as far as they're concerned, nothing is happening over there.
But it doesn't look like anyone has been keeping an eye out for, and is probably going to.
As far as you can tell, nobody's doing that thing where you'll pause just to hear like a few things at a time and then like pretend to do what you're supposed to be doing. Nobody's doing that.
No one's doing my job. Okay.
No one's doing your jobs. And Devotion, the little extra that you'll get from your Nat 20 is that this place it's something that you can kind of store away for later. Right now, this place is like this particular time frame is honestly a pretty good one for like y'all's potential purposes, because since only a few of the merchants are awake and they're only going to deal with reputable people and none of the people on the seedier side are awake, you have a pretty good range of time where you're going to have some people deliberately trying not to see you, and a whole bunch of other people that could know what you're doing that just literally aren't awake. They're not on the street. They don't give a flying fuck because they're not physically present. This is a good time to kind of store away for like if you really need to get some shit done, where you can move around about as freely as possible without being intercepted by pretty much anybody. It's a good time. And I'm guessing Belladonna probably set up around this time because you can always get the stray person throughout the day, because fortune telling, it's fun. It's a little silly. It's a little spooky. And you can more easily like reel people in, especially if you do catch that odd person that's stumbling home after like a night of rampant drinking.
Night of debauchery.
Huh?
I just had a night of debauchery.
A night of debauchery.
She's made some good bank doing that.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Because every once in a while there's that dumb merchant's kid or that stupid like newly like successful merchant that will go and spend a wild night on the town and come stumbling home and thinks it's fun to do
parties.
Exactly. And thinks it's fun to do like a fortune telling and either like gets a great fortune and tips you like a whole bunch, or just doesn't realize exactly what he's tipping you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is a gold piece. It's a platinum.
She ain't gonna tell him anything different.
Right. Or honestly, it's like, here, this is like 3 silver. No, it's 3 platinum. You're not gonna say shit. Sir, you should know your money. Anyway.
Yeah, Belladonna is gonna start packing up her stall. Y'all watch as she starts just like taking items off of her little table she has set up and puts them into a bag that not all of it should fit in there. Bag holding.
Man, I wish we had real life bags of holding.
Oh my god, yes. I want to be Mary Poppins.
I'd still lose shit.
Yes, her bag looks like the Mary Poppins carpet bag too.
Yes.
She even shoves the little table in there because it's big enough. And she ties it up, slings it over her shoulder, grabs her loot sitting nearby, slings it over her shoulder. And she's like, "All right, Ray Ray, just lead the way. And tell me all the details when we get to where we're going."
All right. Well, for now, we're gonna be reconvening over in the Shady Shack, since they don't give a fuck what goes on under their roof.
I know that for a fact.
And just make sure we're all on sort of the same page. We've got actually a good purpose being here. I swear, this time. I'm not robbing rich people. I'm not doing other things. I'm doing some good.
At the behest of your best friend. No, Drax was just saying to Rayla, only at the behest of your best friend, but still.
Doesn't matter. So don't good. Don't matter.
Doing good is doing good, in my personal opinion.
So, so I think you guys, as a whole kind of reconvene in there. Darren, in reference to the thing that you had mentioned, you and Xander can totally go off. I think Rayla's going to stick around just long enough to like get everybody settled, and then she'll join you if that's okay.
Yeah, I think at this point it's one of those, we've got the information set and we're gonna start working.
Yeah. Yep. Totally fair.
So y'all go into the bar and like, and they're gone. They're gone.
So,
Oh, you want to get a paper?
I know, but I am doing things. Anyway.
Oh, Booker.
He's doing the shelf.
He's warmed up to Percy a lot, but he also is still like, no, father.
Yeah, no. Well, because you have.
I have the rack. Thank you, darling.
I'm not as down as you are. It's not as comfortable.
Anyway, so Booker is sitting on his shelf aside. Yeah, y'all head up to the Shady Shack. The tiny little like weathered gnome behind the counter is just sort of like, he looks like he's been there before time began. He is an old man. He's a very old man. You're not even honestly, he is like so old and wrinkly, you're not honestly sure if he's awake. Like you legit can't tell if his eyes are open because there's just so many like wrinkles and bags and shit. But as soon as I'm guessing either Belladonna or Rayla, who do you think?
Jeffrey, darling.
I told you I don't need none of that card reading.
Oh,
You got
no, it's not card reading. I would like to rent out a couple of rooms for the week.
Well, if you're trying to talk business, I can do that right now.
And Belladonna's gonna look to you. How many rooms are we gonna be needing? It's on me.
Five rooms, maybe 6.
Well, I can do 5.
I could just bunk up with Ray if needed. Alright, how much is that gonna cost me, darling?
Well, it's silver per room per night, because I hear that y'all are them highfalutin types. Silver per room per night, that's going to be 5 silver. It's 35 silver, which is going to be 3 gold and 5 silver.
How about I just put 5 gold down for you then?
I call that a deal.
Alright, thank you, Jeffrey, darling. I put down 5 gold on the table for him. Yeah, no, he is totally fine. He like, scoops it up, like takes his time to bite each one. They're all of course legit, and like pops them into a very specific bag of holding that y'all roll me a quick perception check just for funsies. Okay. It's a little coin purse of holding. I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah.
Like Belladonna's got better shit to do.
I got better shit to do.
What everybody else got?
20.
18.
Okay, sorry. Quick question. Who rolled above a 10?
3 people rolled above a 10.
Okay. Cool. So for those of you that rolled above a 10, he scoops them down into a very specific, you can tell it's a bag of holding. It's a bag of holding that like the upper parts, the rim of the bag, for lack of a better word, is is painted. You think it's painted or stained, alternating pattern of red and white stripes. You've not seen it before, but you see that he puts it in and it kind of like flashes a little and like settles in, and you don't hear any clink of coins. You don't hear anything like that. He kind of like just pats it, and it seemed to glow a little when just he pats it. So there's definitely some kind of extra magic with that bag of holding.
It's a safe of holding.
Basically, yeah. This is my shorthand for saying this is a very specific bag of holding that means he and only he is allowed to reach inside and pick out shit, which is why it's like a cash register almost. A very safe cash register.
Nice.
They can't steal your shit if they can't get to it.
Mm.
I honestly thought you were going to say this was a tamed mimic to look like a coin pouch, and I'm like,
Fuck. Next time.
Oh god.
I was literally just, my DM brain was going, that's a really good idea to have like a mimic that acts like a cash register, and you have to like pet him to get him to open up.
You know exactly who you're going to give that to.
I
You're
don't
not
know what
fucking
you mean.
Do
weasel.
it. Do it. Do
I
it.
don't know
Do
what
it. Do
you
it.
mean. He's currently preoccupied with his duck.
I've said it before and I'll say it again.
I think I told you, Icarus, but I'm not sure. Did I tell you about the duck of many things?
The what?
The
The duck with a U?
Merchant. My favorite merchant sold almost everything in his store to put a duck on a golden pedestal that sits next to his desk that lays eggs, and when you crack the eggs, you roll basically like a percentile, and it works like wild magic.
The first egg we cracked was
Exploded.
psychedelic mushrooms.
And the second one exploded and broke the table.
Brand new table.
Brand new white wood. This was
This is
mahogany.
amazing, and I fully support it entirely.
The third one went through a ring.
A ring of identify that the person spent the full ritual cast of identify one to realize it is a ring of identify.
Raise an egg and then you roll a thing.
Which is
That's
great.
incredible, Sarah, and I'm so excited about that. You have no
I'm going to send. I found it online. I made it into a
I'm gonna
D&D
send that to Total.
homebrew. I will send it to you.
That's like legitimately, Sarah, that's fucking incredible, and I'm so excited about
I'll send you the homebrew.
Please. I'm gonna share it with another friend of ours who's running Curse of Strahd for fucking Halloween. Strahd's gonna murder all of us. It's gonna be great.
Yay.
God, unless I turn into Strahd again.
2 Strahds are going to murder us. It's okay. It's just flip a coin. It's just a flip of a coin, right?
I will say for anyone watching it,
So
was not my idea.
it's
I cannot take credit for it. I just uploaded it to D&D Beyond, so it was an actual item.
Sarah, you're amazing. Anyway, so you guys are getting situated in your new digs. This place is about as bare bones as you can get. There is the world's thinnest mattress on the twin-size beds. The blankets and pillows you're pretty sure are older than at least Drax. And the pitcher and like bowl of water in the corner that you're supposed to like include for a lot of these have not been in have so many chips and holes and divots out of them that you know for a fact they will not hold water. So
All right. As we go by each room, Belladonna casts prestidigitation on the entirety of each of the rooms to give them a nice clean down.
just look, trust me, you don't want to look at these things with a black light. Let me just take care of that.
You don't want to look at these rooms under fairy fire, trust me. It's not
I
pretty.
can't turn down service.
Fairy fire is a black light. I love it. Anyway, I'm fine. Fairy fire is a black light. Write that down. Fairy fire is used as a
It's
black
canon.
light. Write that down.
It's canon.
Anyway, so yeah, so after you guys sort of see the rooms, get yourselves potentially situated, because of course, like, Drax and Isla are kind of in your own one. I'm guessing you probably set aside one for, like, this is where Rayla and Darren and Xander, I guess, will stay.
Oh, Belladonna is bunking with Rayla, so we're gonna have 4 people to a room.
Party time.
Oh no.
Bobble room with Sutha.
Look, Darren needs a lot of emotional support.
He do.
Wait, so Drax and Isla, Bob and Sutha, I think Devotion and Flortma. Darren and Xander can have a room together, and then Rayla and Belladonna have a room
honestly,
together.
now that you're here, Rayla's like, yeah, one of those
because we
rooms
got 5 rooms.
Like, I'm still gonna do my job, don't worry, but also I gotta sleep at some point.
Just out of curiosity, by the way, I'm Bob. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Bob.
Belladonna?
Yes, Belladonna. You call me Bella or Donna.
Now that I've accepted your southern drawl as my own,
Sorry, it's a little bit infectious. I know that.
yes,
It happens to him a lot.
Do you mind if we speak a moment alone, real quick? Just, we've traveled far and wide and long and far. If you wouldn't mind, just a moment alone.
Oh, alrighty then. I'll just be making up my room while mine and Ray Ray's room while all of y'all discuss. I'll just be down the hall if y'all need me. And
thank you.
Belladonna heads over to her and Rayla's room to set up house for the week.
Yep. Do we trust her?
I don't see any reason to not trust her.
Okay. Devotion.
I know who she is not. In this situation, we need all the help we can get.
Florma.
Flortma's eating food during this discussion.
Florma's like puff spores.
Florma got the munchies.
Look, tea and cookies is very serious business.
You should trust her only so far.
Very good. Sutha. What are your thoughts?
Do we trust the new person or not?
Who was eating puff spores?
Oh, Florma. Florma's having, well, tea and biscuits, I guess.
Dang it. Sutha just wanted to reach over and have a puff spore and be like, I'm indifferent. I don't care. My feelings are still hurt. I'm emotional.
We have had quite a day. Second, we all need nicknames if we're going to be trying to be cutty here, as the kids call it back in Gnome Town, where I'm from.
Sutha chokes on the puff spore and just is like, ooh, I choose bear.
Good one. I like that.
Worker.
Bear. You guys all choose your own names, but there's too many people looking for us now, and we're in unknown territory, so. The stakes have never been higher.
Steaks? Oh, no, those steaks. Sorry, I'm hungry.
Yes, that should be our third thing. Nicknames, then food.
Uh,
Plus, I think we should take Belladonna out for dinner, since she did pay for the rooms.
Oh, is that what you call it, Bob? You get a little like bub from Rayla, who's trying to break the tension with a joke.
Also, you get a little like nudge that's not really a good nudge. Like it's like full on like you got scooted because she doesn't know how to nudge you.
Okay, so wait, Susa slams Bob into the wall, and Rayla talking. He's like, "Huh, I forgot you were here." But we'll say that in character, it's like, sorry, Rayla.
Do I hear any of this down the hall? Just the thud and the squeak.
I'm gonna say the squeak. I think that the squeak carries.
Yes.
Bob, you hear a voice in your head.
Ooh.
Is everything going on all right in there? I thought I heard a mouse squeak from the room. There aren't any mice in there, is there? I can go talk to Jeffrey about that.
Question. Is my voice in my head when I do message Link voice, or can I change it?
I think your voice in your head is going to be like whatever voice you have for your internal monologue, which for most people is their own. So
everything is fine. We would like to invite you for dinner later.
You will join me for dinner. That's not a request. I'm joking. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Ooh, Beast would be a good nickname, actually. If someone wants to claim that.
Sure, yeah, give it, come on.
You don't hear it. You don't hear a reply. You don't hear a reply, but you sense like a mental thumbs up from Belladonna.
Emoji sent.
She's gonna ignore the fact that you're like mentally straining your voice.
Yes, I sound like this all the time.
I think you can do it. It does mean your replies come a little bit slower than usual, so you have like a little bit of a delay. So just be cautious of that, because if used in like a battle situation, it does mean that there will be a slight delay on anything that you give, unless you're reacting on instinct, in which case it will be your normal voice.
Okay.
Because if you think about it,
yeah.
You can, like when you're reading something, for example, you can pretend that you're reading something in the voice of like Morgan Freeman, for example, but you have to think about it before you can do it. It's not something that you do naturally. Your natural voice is usually yourself reading to yourself, at least for me.
I think my internal monologue doesn't have I don't have that gift where like people can like visualize things or like hear stuff. My brain.
Wait, do you have aphantasia?
I think so.
Oh shit, okay. All right then.
Yeah, I'm imaginative, but it's all like...
You can't physically picture it in your head.
It's imaginary. Imagination.
Look, aphantasia is fucking wild, man. Anyway, so yeah, so I think you guys are gonna get situated with probably Belladonna, I'm guessing, and I think Rayla's gonna give her maybe the general rundown of everything. Probably not gonna go into like super duper specifics, but just the general rundown of like we're here to get information concerning like this kind of person. She's got somebody captive that we're trying to help. We need to get that captive out alive, and we need that person to not know what we're doing until we, slice her in half. At least that's the hope.
Oh, so it's one of those jobs.
Yeah, but you gotta help a big guy in need. She kind of like pats fucking Devotion's shoulder, like.
You lost to Mitch.
He's tired.
Yeah, he's
okay.
crashing. So,
He's gonna go spend some
So
time.
Isla and Drax are T-posing in their room.
Something like that.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, Devotion kind of gives Ayla a side eye and just.
Well, if it's gonna take some time to get some information, I could probably set up my little business in town center. A lot of whispers that go along in the town square. I could probably pick up something.
Are you familiar with this area?
Well,
Generally.
I've been here. I've passed through every now and then. I've only recently taken up temporary residence here because of those weird necrotic circles that have been popping up in the past couple months.
Oh, yes, we've encountered them too. That's how we got our friend Gary here.
Oh, hello, you sweet little thing. And she like holds out a finger for Gary to like sniff if he wants.
Inside check, Gary.
Gary's gonna insight check me?
Uh-huh.
Is he? I don't even know if he has a modifier to that.
That's a voice break. You gotta take a drink.
Hold on. He has a passive perception of 9.
Oh, fun fact, inside this mug, on the opposite side of where you drink, it says one bad apple, and Apple has her crown on it.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Makes me very happy, y'all.
I love that. How far are you from Disney World, just out of curiosity?
It's in Orlando, so what, like an hour and a half? An hour and a half. We've been discussing potentially getting like year-long passes because they're not that bad.
Yeah, same for Disneyland here. But
Also to the zoo, because the Tampa Zoo is apparently pretty good. I mean, it's not, it doesn't have whale sharks like the Atlanta Aquarium, but
I mean, why even go? So Gary rolled a 17 insight against Belladonna.
Bella.
She's just genuinely excited to see a cute little animal.
In that case, Gary.
Yeah, I was gonna say he wiggles his little stump and then like lurches forward a little bit, and it's just sort of like,
oh, are you just a precious little thing?
yeah.
Huh, he really likes you.
Yeah.
I've been a natural with animals ever since I was a little girl. Yeah, I was stopped here in Diamond first because that's where the academies are. I wanted to do a little bit of research before heading up to the capital to their big library. Haven't really figured out what's been causing all these patches to appear, unfortunately. They seem to decrease in the past month, though, but I'm worried another big flare may happen soon.
Yes, I'd be happy to accompany you to the library in the future if you would like to spend more time there.
Sure, I would enjoy the company.
I didn't miss that, Chris. Before the sinister face was a.
Well, I mentioned dinner. Would you like us to? Do you know any good spots around here? Our treat.
Oh, there's a nice little bistro downtown. Of course, like I said, myself and him might get a few curious looks, but I can easily change that. And she snaps her fingers, and her appearance changes to that of a human woman. But with the same hair and stuff. It's just basically the teal skin, the tail, and the horns have gone away, and she has normal looking eyes.
Nice.
Well, if we're going to go in disguise, Bob turns into Alfred, the halfling.
What?
Oh my god!
Turns into whomst?
Alfred, the halfling.
Please tell me it is a halfling version of Alfred Pennyworth. Please.
Sure.
Yes.
Batman's Alfred.
Oh, yes. But more Spanish, like pointed beard.
So Alfredo Pennyworth.
That would be Italian.
It's Alfredo. It's happening.
I like you with an Alfredo. I'm like, that's Italian.
I know it's Italian, but still.
I know what you're going for. Because like,
We are going to get the dinner now. I'm hungry.
The moment you started describing it, my mind went, no, it's actually Gomez Adams.
Morticia, let us have dessert.
Look at her. I would die for her. I would kill for her. Either way, what is?
No. Okay, so we go to dinner.
Sure.
Wait, at this point, would Bella have realized that the two elven-looking gentlemen are gone?
Roll me perception.
That's gonna be great. I get a +2 to that. 9!
Total?
Yeah.
You know what? I think you're honestly just so happy to see Rayleigh, you don't fucking because Rayla's sticking around. She's chilling. She's doing her thing. She's basically, Darren, you're familiar. She's smoke screening so that y'all can disappear and do some of the other like setup that you've got to do, because you've always got to have like somebody in the group who can do that thing when needed. Booker, I swear to God, a distraction on something else. I'm going to yeet you into the sun. He's been generally pretty good, but he's also had some issues, which is why we got another squirt bottle. He does not like it, and yet he hasn't learned.
Could I try the mittens?
The mittens. Mittens for the kitten. Anyway.
So, on to dinner.
Also, before we go to dinner, I really have to go to the restroom really quickly, so I will be right back. I promise.
That's the case. I'm gonna run a 1-minute ad break.
Ad break.
Yay. We'll be right back, ladies and gents.
What is deals? Jeez.
Okay, so how y'all liking this change of scenery?
Such a huge jump in character.
I'm into it.
I love it. It's so different though. It's just like, oh, okay, here's where we're at.
Yeah.
I don't think Zinc got his fortune told before.
No, only Flortma has. Flortma's the only person in the group so far who's gotten a fortune.
No, but I mean, like when we did the initial, remember, like there was the time with the fortune teller, and I think Zinc went to go
in Amethyst Halls. I don't know if he did or not.
I don't think he did. I want to say that as Zinc's character, one of his, I think his flaw is that he thinks that his destiny is like foreordained or whatever. So I don't think he believes in fortune tellers.
Neither does Florma. He still got his fortune told.
Yeah. He rolled a 1. That's why you don't roll a 1, kids.
So, for those who do not know, I am in the process of getting a new shelf so I can have a new home for Scanlan. That'll get not on my desk, and I can put him back in his 20-gallon, and we'll both have room.
Yay.
Right now, his tank is doing some pretty interesting growing. Not in a, like, moldy way, but in, like, the interesting moss. Interesting moss. And
it might be brown algae.
Well, I did have some of that as well, but I also had attached some like moss to some of the roots before. So the brown algae has kind of built on that, and then it's like creating like reeds.
Ooh.
It's very interesting. But I'm about to fuck with their lives in like a week. And like he's gonna stay in here for a little bit longer because I'm gonna try actually like aquascaping.
Okay.
Should be interesting.
Yeah. Make sure you cycle the tank. That's
Yeah.
that's. I was lectured ad nauseum about that. I was like, I can just use the starter water. And my friend was like, no.
Yeah.
Yikes. But it's important for the nitrogen cycle.
Yeah.
That's as nicknames as everyone else is going to be having.
Well, some of y'all need to check your pockets. All I'm gonna say.
What?
Like our pockets?
Just throwing it out there.
What do you mean check our pockets?
I don't know.
They pickpocket the bard. Roll investigation on myself.
I investigate myself.
I rolled a 22.
Did not pickpocket the board.
I think I said too far. That's why I went back.
Flortma got a 21.
Yeah, natural 20.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, 13. Plus 2.
I mean, do we want to do this now or do we want to wait until we start the game? People start looking in their pockets for no reason whatsoever.
Spoiler alert.
I feel so bad for David still. Girlfriend got yoinked away.
Yeah, by the way, off the table, Zinc can cast teleportation circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day and can cast teleport twice now.
Well, there's no teleportation circle in Black Opal, so you would have to use teleport.
Mm-hmm. Although, at this point, we may as well build a teleportation circle.
I don't know. Maybe while my mom's pregnant women do weird shit during their pregnancy. She might just
It's like in the basement.
No,
I'm sorry. Does that mean that your mom's version of nesting is creating a teleportation circle in the basement? Because honey, what are you doing? I'm just getting ready. Are you nesting by chiseling into the ground? It's fine, dear.
They're gonna want to come visit when they go to college.
It's just a pile of throw pillows attached to the top of the transportation circle.
There is this girl named Tahiri. She sold me the Laura Ashley collection.
Also, for everyone who's returned, apparently y'all need to roll investigation.
We should do this during we start playing again. I'm just saying, maybe check pockets. So, whatever rolls you already made, if you've made them.
Oh wait, it's investigation?
Mm-hmm.
I think my modifier is higher. Nope, it's the same. Well, that happened.
How about say, first time meeting the bard, you just steal from her.
Hello.
It never works. She has a shitty passive perception. Very high charisma, very low wisdom. She only has a wisdom of 10.
And
She's got a 20 for charisma. And she has items that buff up her con and her intelligence. So that's nice. Yeah, because when I rolled her stats, she rolled pretty fucking average and low. So I was like, okay, I can select magic items. I'm gonna find stuff that can buff stats.
Beep, bop, boop, 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 beep, boop, bop.
God, it's not even midnight and the frat boys are outside screaming at the top of their lungs for no fucking reason.
Scream back to assert dominance.
They're driving me crazy. The college kids are all back.
So I love this because you can just.
Sarah, I know.
I can give them a fuck.
I had we had two boys get upset that we closed at 3:00 on a Friday, as if we haven't been open for the past 2 months with the same fucking hours as last year.
Tell them where they can stick it.
Up their ass.
Yep, that's the answer.
With no lubricant.
Hey, now, I mean,
And also,
The way your voice broke with that.
No.
No. Okay, Icarus is back. Sarah, what is this diabolical plan you had?
I don't have a diabolical plan. You said, what nicknames has everyone picked? And I just said everyone really should check their pockets. That's all I said.
Well, I have rolled a 22.
I had a nat 20.
all right. Well then,
15.
my dear Florma, in your pocket. What has it got in its pockets?
Just pocket.
His pockets is on it.
The Flortma specifically in your pocket. You find a note that says, "I'm using the name Glenn. See you at the tavern in 3 days," with a big D at the bottom, and that's it.
Now hold on. Can you describe this D? Does
You
it have
said
flourishes?
Very flourishing cursive D.
Is it girthy, would you say?
Is
Very
it tenacious?
girthy.
Is it a tenacious D?
Yes, and there is a pick of
Was it
destiny.
Glenn?
You know, I wonder, boy.
Yeah, the name Glenn, Glenn.
Okay, so we have Bear, Glenn, Alfredo. I'll write these down.
Also, I have also done, and I have rolled a 22.
You found some really cool lint.
Really cool, though.
It's in the shape of a dog.
Well, I rolled investigation, but Sarah straight up told me I had nothing in my pockets.
You asked if I stole anything from you. I said, no, I did not do that.
I mean, I rolled a 22 investigation if there's anything.
You
I
find a
think
tiny
it was
moth.
a 22.
You found that paperclip you lost 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's where I put it.
No, you find a tiny moth. Just chilling.
Oh, hello, Francine. I have nicknamed the moth Francine.
Love it.
Okay. So, does Forma share that with us?
Yes. And I share that I will be going by the nickname Elsinore.
Elsinore?
Yes.
I just realized now Belladonna does not know any of y'all's names except Rayla, so she's gonna assume this is y'all's real names. Except for Bob, you introduced yourself as Bob.
Yes, but you also saw me use the habit of disguise to change my
Yeah.
appearance as well.
But everyone else, she's gonna assume the names that she's about to hear are everyone's real names.
The stories you are about to hear are false. The names have been changed to protect the fantasy. So yeah, aside from that, we're going to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would you care to join us, Vladimir? I am afraid though now, so my accent is different.
All of you are too young to get the Bob and the Elsinore joke, but oh yeah, I'll go to dinner with you. Don't you know? Well, don't you know is a little bit much, but oh yeah, your horse head.
Wait,
But
is
yes.
Elsinore actually a reference to something?
Yeah, Bob and Doug McKenzie, Lake and Elsinore Brewery.
So from
We
Fargo?
are children.
All are way too young to get that.
Sorry.
Hysterical movie.
How about you, big
Yes, I
fella?
will go to dinner with you.
How about you, big fella? Would you like to go with us?
Dying.
Poison spray.
Poison spray. Accidental poison spray. Until I can figure out a way to deal with this. Probably not a good idea.
Well, perhaps we can pick something up for you.
Wait, am I with the group?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Belladonna will just pipe up. You're in a very magical town. I bet if you just step into any of the shops, you'll find yourself a hat of disguise. What?
I don't have any disguising abilities. I looked. I see if I had any disguising abilities in any of my hotels. I can be invisible.
Well, Belladonna is literally telling you, you are in a magical town. Any shop you walk in may have a hat of disguise for sale.
Or something of disguise. That might be. That's not a bad shop. I'll see what I can scrounge up.
So, Bear, you coming with us there? Oh, you're not there, Bear.
Why are you here, Bear? Why aren't you sleeping? Anyway, I think about that video at least once a week.
I love
You eating my kayak, Bear?
How I Met Your Mother, where what's her face describes Chewbacca as the bear, as like the giant talking bear. It hurts my soul every time. It's actually a Wookiee, and they're a very intelligent species.
They're very intelligent.
Yeah, so I'm assuming Sutha / Bear is coming with us.
I think so.
Okay.
I'm going to assume unless told otherwise. If only because she needs to get a lay of the land, and it's easier to do that in a group where like it's sort of like, oh haha, tourist kind of thing, and you don't draw as much attention just being out on your own. Same reason why I'm assuming Devotion is sticking with the group and hasn't broken off on his own, because that would draw a lot of attention.
Wait, so there's not staying at the inn? They're gonna come with us?
Yes, he's going to stay, but he's going to keep an eye out for any stalls or
okay.
Have like
Okay,
he might be able to pick up a thing.
That went over my head. Do you have a preferred name there, sir? Giant man.
Given the idea of what face I'll be wearing, Alistair.
So we have Alistair and Alfredo. That's a very strange mix. That's a spicy meatball. No, that's okay. I'm dying out here, guys.
So, yeah, y'all gather together. You decide to go to dinner in a place that's not the Shady Shack.
Yeah.
And there's, like I said, you guys are on like the edge of the merchant sort of area. So there's plenty of places that you can go. It just depends on like what focus you want, I guess. Like if you're wanting someplace that maybe is like more inundated with adventurers or travelers, so you won't stick out quite as much. You want to stick to like this kind of border territory. If you want to go to a nicer place where you probably will stick out, but like the food will be better, you want to go more into like the merchant section. So what are y'all thinking?
Well, Belladonna suggested a bistro. Which is fancy, but we're gonna stick out.
That's fair.
I'm sorry, but she's a bougie bitch.
Yeah. Alfredo is wearing like formal silks and just, fancy clothes.
Of course. Okay.
And for the record, Devotion, since it will also be part of the disguise and make it easier, he does have his wings in the like super relaxed position where it looks like a cape, like he had before.
That's fair. It's something at least.
But now there's a fancy design on the back.
That's fanciest.
Did Elsinore change into the dress robes? Okay. We're going out tonight. I would say that we are getting fancy, but I'm not going to use that word around certain people. So we're getting.
And I think Drax and Isla look like nice, like they cleaned up a little, but they're not wearing like fancy things.
Oh, okay. I assume they would just stay at the inn. Wink.
That's fair. They have definitely done that. They are going to pass the time in a different way. They are going to reforge their connection.
Tested durability of those mattresses.
Gonna need to stack about 6 of them on top of each other.
So,
I'll have the cod, please.
So, you guys are heading out to dinner. I think while they do that, real quick, hey Darren.
Yeah.
While they're heading out, you and Xander have broken off to do your own thing. Just kind of set some stuff up to sort of start integrating yourself within this city and things like that. So I need you to make I think a series of 3 rolls for me. Okay.
Okay.
So first roll that I want you to make is an investigation roll.
Oh, good. Lovely.
You do get advantage because you and Xander are working together. Did you roll a 20?
Yes.
Incredible. Amazing. Okay.
I'm never expecting that when that happens.
So I'm going to say basically the investigation role in this case is for you guys to kind of get a baseline level of intelligence about what's going on here and where you can kind of integrate yourselves. You figure out where you can sit pretty damn well. For the 3 of you, since I'm guessing you're focusing mostly on you, Rayla, and Xander as like the actual trained operatives for infiltration. Oh, beautiful. So you guys are, with you and Xander working together, you're able to kind of parse out that there are a couple of places that could definitely use an extra hand. You've got like a stable assistant, for lack of a better word. You've also got a bartender at a local bar, which you can fulfill pretty easily. And for Rayla, if you can fucking find her and put her into it, there's a scullery maid in like a local larger scale tavern where like she won't be as easily noticed, where she can slide sort of right in. And that way you guys can have sort of a constant ear out for people that are traveling, for people that are in taverns and like drinking, and for people that you might have to clean up after in like some of the bigger establishments. So you've got a pretty good series of people that you can work off of from there. So you've got a good baseline so that y'all can integrate yourselves, you can gather information, and you can feed it to everyone else as they continue to do their jobs out and about town. So the next roll that I want you to go ahead and make for me is a perception roll.
Okay. Just for the hell of it, I'm also going to say that I'm sure we have like a standard way of doing things from our history, but if there's like an obvious landmark that she would know that he can kind of like thieves can't onto to like pass that information to Rayla.
Okay. Oh yeah, definitely. Honestly, a diamond is so just as a quick sort of like thing for like what y'all get to see in diamond. Diamond has no discrimination as far as like which colors of diamonds, because as we all know, there are various colors of diamonds. They're really pretty. There's blue, there's pink, red, chocolate, black. There's a lot of colors. All of those are present here, but they're not in any great number to like drag the name toward one color versus another. It's just diamond. But all of those various colors do have a little bit of influence over what gets channeled more effectively through them. So basically, a lot of which is sort of a long explanation for a lot of the street corners, a lot of like the plazas and shit that you pass through like out a normal town will have additional little like either mini monuments or little informational placards about other various things to do with diamond research, with diamond innovation, or with diamond use all throughout it. So there are plenty of easily accessible landmarks that you can mark that won't be weird to see markings on.
Okay.
So yeah, so which is kind of a way that like Diamond is a pretty good place for this to go down, because in addition to those tunnels that you can use to like navigate shit and not be seen necessarily, you also have a way to easily communicate that won't be readily noticed, and after about a week or so will be legitimately washed away, because things are cleaned but not on the daily.
Right.
So
Okay.
which suits your purposes pretty well here.
Okay. So perception, do I have advantage on this one?
You do, because you're working with Xander actively.
30.
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, while you guys are able to go about this stuff, set it up, move on, and kind of establish everything, you're able to get a pretty good baseline set down for everything that you need to see. So you're able to, as you're going through all of this stuff, all this prep, because you're not really very commonly noticed, you're able to kind of get a finger on the pulse and kind of get this baseline so that you can then detect when anything goes above or below it. So you have a pretty good idea of what's going on in the city at any given time, at least as far as like the lunch rush goes, or the dinner rush, and adapt from there. And the last one that I need you to roll is stealth.
Which I already have advantage on. 24.
Really?
24?
Even with advantage? Sorry, I'm used to having like 30 numbers tossed at me.
I rolled a 10 on the dice and a natural one.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, sorry. I was just surprised because I'm used to hearing like gigundous numbers. 24 is still amazing. Do not get me wrong. I just like it feels low.
Literally the lowest I can roll.
Yeah, like that. It felt low for you specifically. Anybody else, that would be a great
as
number.
low as I can have.
Yeah, anybody
characters
else, good number. For you specifically, it's like, really? 24?
Mm-hmm. I had to roll shitty once.
At least once. So
I don't understand. It's my goldstone dice. I haven't touched it in a while, and I guess it was feeling lonely. it's making it up for me.
It's angy.
Making it up. It's just like, you should love me more. Use me.
Love me. Love me. Say that you love me. So with that, you guys are able to do this with a honestly pretty decent amount of stealth. You're not really readily noticed by anybody, mostly because you've put in the time to look as nondescript as possible. And you've done this before. You have infiltrated a city, you've gained reconnaissance, and you have then murdered people. But in this case, you're not necessarily trying to murder people as much as one bitch. So you're able to do this
literally back on the job.
Only a little bit. So y'all are able to kind of do all of this with a pretty good amount of success. Nothing really sticks out too far. Nothing really is unusual or and nobody really seems to catch you in the act at any point, because even though, especially like you, Darren, have been out of this for a while, in terms of like active reconnaissance, Xander and Rayla, even though Rayla's not here, but Xander and Rayla haven't, because even as they've been hiding in Pendellan, they've had to do like they've had to do quick and dirty versions of this with each new town that they came to, just to make sure that it would be safe enough for them to go into, to get supplies, to maybe stay the night at an inn and not have to sleep on the ground and get a shower. So Xander is able to fill in the gaps because of his experiences with moving around in Pendellan with his sister. And you were a phenomenal assassin in your time. You know what you're doing. That may or may not be comforting right now to like recognize, but it's true. yeah. Um. So. So y'all are doing a pretty good job getting a good solid baseline going, and then just moving on from there. So you are able to secure a pretty sorry, a pretty decent startup hold in the city, and then you can go off from there, which is pretty good, honestly. Uh, Let me just make a thing here.
For anyone in chat wondering, Brian was getting sleepy, so he's heading to bed.
So, back at dinner. um, I'm sorry, it's so weird to me because there's only 6 people, including
It's
me.
like
on
in
my
the olden
screen.
days.
There's only 6
when we
people on my screen right
played.
now, and it's fucking weird to me personally. But we're fine. It's okay. We're fine. It's cute. So everything is fine.
Hey, Chris, on our group's way to to this fancy place, will I have a chance to duck into a magic shop and pick up some sort of, maybe not a hat of disguise because horns make hat difficult, but some sort of disguisey magician?
Well, here's the thing, at least in my world, magic circlets, like magic items that are circlets, which, to be fair, because I'm a petty bitch and I hate the way the Helm of Disguise looks in the DMG. I fucking hate it, which is why I have redesigned it so that it looks like aesthetically pleasing for y'all. Also, it makes sense to me, just like with a ring that's magic and that like will fit you no matter what size your finger is. A hat, circlet, helm, whatever the fuck, will fit you regardless of what's going on your head. It might just, you might end up with like a tiny cowboy hat version that still works the same. If it has to like shrink down to fit between your horns. For example.
Literally thinking of just like a miniature cowboy hat.
Or alternatively, it'll create like holes or like little like divots of metal to fit around horns, which is my personal theory. So like if you wanted to put like a cowboy hat on that, it would spontaneously create little like divots to fit around your horns. Hi, hello. I'm saying that no matter what, you can wear fucking clothing in this, and I don't care. So, Devotion, how about this? This is a magical place, so you have a pretty decent chance. But I want you to pick for me.
I have magical eyes.
High or low, motherfucker.
Yes. High or low game.
To quote Loki, nothing matters.
Hi.
You lucky bitch.
When will you learn to not play this game with me, Icarus?
Look, I have to try. But yeah, I think because also, to be fair, the odds were in your favor because this is a city. This is a very magically inclined city. Honestly, if any of you have like a magic item that you've had your eye on for a while, feel free to message me after this and let me know, and we can probably work out like what it will cost and whether it's here. Because this is a very magically inclined city. It has a magical academy. It has magical research done because of the diamonds. You can even potentially upgrade some of your gear a little bit or some of your focuses to make them more effective, because this is a place where that shit happens because they do a lot of experimental wild shit with magic. So Devotion, one of the first like apparel shops that you duck into, places that has like glamored armor or stuff like that, or like armor or cloaks of, or sorry, mantles of spell save. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but like the spell save mantles, mantles of protection, cloaks of protection, stuff like that. They've got a lot of those sort of in stock, as well as they have, I think, they have two helms of protection. One of which is more of a circlet style, one of which is more of like a little helmety style. But that looks a little awkward for you.
Yeah.
The circlet style is a bit more easy to manage when you have large horns. So they do have it. If you want to just buy it straight up, I think it's, I don't remember what I've charged you in the last place, but considering that things are a little different city to city, it's an uncommon. I'm gonna say here at least, they're gonna charge you, I think, 200 gold if you want to buy it straight up. If you want to try and haggle, we can do opposing persuasion checks and see how that goes.
Let me check my purse. No, it's not bad. We can try persuasion. Oh.
What'd you get?
I thought I put away my die, and I apparently didn't. I just was hiding it. That's a da-da, and I have a 22.
I was gonna say none of those are numbers.
No. I was trying to look. I looked at my sheet, rolled the die, then had to look back at my sheet. Like, where was the number?
All right. He also got a 22. I figure a shop manager has like a +4. I rolled an 18. So one more time, you guys sort of clash a little. He's like, no, it's 200. And you're like, how about 180? He's like, no, 200. This is a good magic item. So one more time. Back to you. What'd you get?
21.
I got a 8. So
I feel bad. My dice psyched me out because it went up and it looked like it was a 1, then it kind of fell back, back to a 17.
You can win at your given price of, let's say, like what, 180, 175?
175.
All right, cool. So you can get your helm at that price. It does take an hour to attune, but if you go ahead and pop it on your head, within an hour, it will have attuned to you, and then you can freely use it.
Yay.
And just as a reminder, because I don't think we've brought it up in a while, my attunement limit, as far as like I'm concerned, homebrew rules, your attunement limit is equivalent to your proficiency bonus. Because honestly, 3 attunement items feel so limiting to me. But just as FYI.
Man. Also,
I know I've mentioned it before, but it's been a while, so I'm just bringing it back just in case.
Yeah. Also, with my since I left my shield back at shield and my sword back at the place, like in most of my like heavier gear, because like we're going to dinner, I don't need to be in full armor. That's a little suspicious. And so he'll be like his fine clothes. He has his staff, but he's going to also, with his disguise, he's also going to disguise his staff, because if any of these fucking mages see this fucking staff, he's going to be mobbed in the street.
I think Helm of Disguise also disguises whatever items you're carrying.
Yeah, it does disguise like you and what you're wearing. It is like a purely visual one, but it's one that you won't know is false unless like somebody tries to like, you know,
perceive you,
poke your tummy, and suddenly your tummy is not where they thought it was.
Yeah. In that case, he's probably gonna it's gonna try and wrap the staff in like a cloth or something.
Yeah, I mean, you can make it look like a wooden stick.
like a regular old walking stick.
It's a walking stick. I'm old.
You know, that's kind of the aesthetic he's going for a very tall old man.
Yeah. But you can do that once you attune to it. It does take a little bit of time. So, but generally speaking, I think like by the time y'all finish your meal, it will be attuned and you can do that. So basically you can do that once you are ready to emerge from the bistro later. You just can't do it until that point inside. So yeah. So you duck in to grab this thing. You go ahead and pop it on your head. It's a nice like gold circlet. It complements your skin tone very well. You're a summer, clearly.
Yeah.
And then you rejoin everyone at the bistro. Sutha, how are you doing currently being in this big city, following everything that was going on.
Bridget.
Trying to find button. There we go.
Brian sent me an Instagram video, so I was watching it. What's up?
So you're back in Diamond. You're kind of having to adapt to everybody, to the plan of, we have to get information before we can charge ahead because we don't know where she is, and this is the safest way to proceed. So in the interest of getting that information, getting settled and everything else, you guys are having a quick dinner, like, because you need to eat, with Belladonna, who is one of the people who like has lived in this city for at least
About a month.
At least, so has a better pulse on the city than y'all do at this point. Devotion went off to get a thing to help him better blend in for the furtherment of the plan. But yeah, how you doing kind of adapting to being in like a bigger city? Because it's been a while since y'all have been like a big city. Like, this place is not quite Amethyst Halls because that's the capital, but it's very close. It's large. There's a lot of magic. There's a lot of people moving through it. There's a lot kind of going on at any given time. How you doing?
I kind of feel like it's a little overwhelming, but at the same time, like, she's like trying to like her focus isn't exactly the city. It's more like, okay, where do I gotta go? What do I gotta do? Let's get it.
Okay. Makes total sense to me. Just want to make sure. Okay.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. Oh, you're so fat. Bob is legit like 30 pounds.
Oh my god.
That's a big cat.
You know the videos of like the wild animals inflated like balloons? Kind of reminded of that.
He's huge.
He's a large boy.
He seems like a sweetheart.
Oh, he's so sweet. I've known this cat since he was a kitten.
Aww.
He's a senior now.
Aww. Is he? I know with ginger cats, it's always kind of a thing. Is he very talkative?
Yeah. Hi, Bob.
So we're all...
And then you have Charlie, and she's mean, and she's fluffy, and she's bitchy. She don't like me. She never liked me. Hey, Bob. Come on up. You got this, bud.
Gotta balance out the
Here's
other.
yours. You got this. Oh, yeah. Hi, Bob. Sorry.
So we're all
So
we're all sitting at dinner.
Yes, you're all sitting at dinner. Sutha, I think is there, but is very much of like a position and like body language of like, I am here on a mission and nothing will deter her from that. Devotion bounced off for about 15 minutes to get something and then rejoined everybody. Bob has had no issues. I'm not sure how hungry he is after having some puff spores, but we'll see.
It's all Play-Doh now, but yes, delicious.
I'm not going to be able to remember all of these changes. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, but it's my name.
Everybody.
Which I got astigmatism. You think I can read? Anyway.
Is everyone enjoying the food?
I'm finding it to be very good.
Wait, so we are at
At a restaurant.
a tavern hotel place, right?
We're at a bistro.
A bistro.
Okay.
Because Belladonna is bougie, as she has said.
Okay, so there are no animals. Can you stop it?
No animals in this one.
Oh.
Hi, Boo Boo.
He flopped.
He flopped.
You are fat. You're so cute. Hi. What's up, cutie? You can play with Gary.
Okay. Sootha's gonna play with Gary. Hey, Charlie.
And I'll order fruit as for him. He deserves a treat. He's had a rough week.
So we're gonna be working together for a while. That's what Ray Ray told me. So, what better time than to get to know one another? Wouldn't you agree?
So, normally I'd say yes. But this is sort of a clandestine visit. Hence the theatrics.
I mean, Ray Ray, she gave me the lowdown of what's going on. Is it more serious than what she told me?
Let's just say lives are at stake. So, you know, it's about as important as that. You mentioned that you'd been to the academy, is that correct?
Yeah, stopped by when I first passed into town when I was trying to research the necrotic patches popping up all over the kingdom. They're not, the scholars there aren't sure what's causing it either. I was planning to head on to the capital in the next couple of weeks, but saw Ray Ray passing through with all y'all, and she needed my help, so I should stick around until I'm no longer needed.
Well, it just so happens that I can get us to the capital lickety-split. So, if you don't mind helping us for a few, I'm happy to whisk you away there once we're finished.
Oh, that sounds mighty dandy.
Speaking of dandy, these soft rolls with the garlic and the cheese and the herb.
Aren't they just delicious? They just melt in your mouth.
Reminds me of home.
You gotta try the desserts they have here. They got macarons, key lime pie.
Don't mind if I do. What are you having, Alistair? Yes, you? Who has just come back to the table?
Did you forget you changed your name to Alistair?
I might have. Great, like Alistair. Who the fuck? Oh, it's me. Sorry. Yes.
Oh, horned one.
Oh, horned one. What was the question? I am sorry.
Oh, what are you having for dinner?
Something simple.
Something what?
Simple.
Simple could be good. Well, what are your thoughts? Do you think that our friend here should know anything more about our venture here?
I imagine they'll find out more in due time. Forgive my caution. It is a sensitive subject.
Yes, it's like pulling teeth to get Alistair here to talk about anything. The talks we haven't had before. Bear? How's little Gear Bear doing? Bear? Bear? Bear?
Sootha. Sootha, you go by Bear now.
You are referring to as Bear.
You picked it.
Hey, Bear.
I'm not alone. I forgot my name.
It's hard, okay? Okay, it's difficult.
We are playing a character.
Yeah, no, like Sootha just Sutha does not acknowledge. Sutha did exactly what I did. Sutha's just standing there like twiddling her thumbs, just like not paying attention.
Petting Gary.
Sutha, your name is Bear. We changed names, remember? You can respond to this message.
She just like looks
Belladonna
up and
is
she's
just
like,
She's like, do I wanna
Belladonna
work?
is just watching everything really confused.
She's like, do I want to work with these people?
right, I am Bear, Sutha of what?
Well, what?
Sure.
Have you tried the cheese rolls? They're really good.
Rayla kind of looks over at Bella and then looks back at everybody at large. Y'all are so bad at this.
Sutha just kind of like speaks back to Alfredo in her head and is just like, I think maybe we should just call me Sutha.
Well, we're trying to be quiet here. I keep forgetting Rayla's with us. Let's just try to be steadfast here.
Well, sugar, if you prefer just be called by Sutha, I can easily do that.
Wait, I said that to him, like the mind thing. Can she read those?
I forgot. She. Okay, so Belladonna has telepathy, but I don't think she can read minds.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll retcon that. I thought you were saying that out loud.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I thought I had said that I said it in inside voice.
No, I think you had said that, but it was quiet.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We are really good at this clandestine thing.
Really good at it.
So the best.
Guys, he is snoring.
Oh my goodness. What a sweetheart.
Don't tell Leo I'm cheating on him.
I already told him.
That's
And
good.
And Jinx.
Belladonna is just gonna lean to Ray and just whisper her, do your friends need a little guidance on acting? Because I can teach. You know I'm a really good actress.
Red.
Yeah, Chris.
Sorry, brain is not processing things at the moment.
Ice.
One more time.
We've been dropping like flies for the last hour and a half now.
Yeah, I don't know what it like. I feel fine. It's just like brain is not processing things on time today.
All good. We haven't played in so long that I think our brains are literally trying to catch up.
Probably.
Yeah.
So
Bella was trying to talk to Rayla.
There we go. Thank you. Bella, one more time.
Give me just a moment. Do your friends seem to be having a little trouble acting as their other personas? Do they need a teacher on acting or anything?
Baby, they don't have the same skill set that my brother and I do. Let's say.
Yeah, I can tell. They definitely seem like a quiet bunch. Did something happen before they get here?
I don't know the details, but I know that there's a lot going on. And she just kind of gestures vaguely. Here.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting you're with us, Rayla.
Look, that's my job, is to blend into the background. Y'all just keep doing your thing, but just remember what your selves here are supposed to be like, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna need help with that. I think this isn't enough. Maybe we could spend some time together this week.
Well,
some time together this week.
well, fun fact, since I'm gonna be, deep diving into all the lovely things that the city has to offer, Bella here really knows what she's doing, let me tell you. And she just kind of like scoots Bella's chair forward like a few inches.
Okay, good. Well, I was hoping to spend time with you tomorrow anyway, Belladonna. So,
Of course, sugar.
and yeah, we'll fill you in more on the details that we can when we get back to the tavern, because it's I mean, there's people here, so.
Of course, I understand.
So, yeah. I think our food's coming.
Sorry, I'm checking through stuff. Y'all probably gonna hate me for this. I want to try something.
Counterspell. I'm kidding.
No, I'm reading through a spell real quick, because this is the first time I've ever cast a spell. Okay, there are 3 of you here, so I gotta choose. Alright. Big Devil Man it is. I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Called it.
On Devotion. Try to get a sense of what's going on in his head. So...
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, so it says for the spell, I can sense his surface thoughts. However, if I want to probe deeper to get like a better sense of what he's thinking, he will have to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Question is, are you going to probe?
Well, what do I detect from his surface thoughts?
Yeah, what's on the surface there, Devotion? My dude. What's on the top?
Ooh,
Besides angst and terror.
Well,
Yeah,
angst is
as a little flare, because it requires a component, it looks like Bella's just playing with like a copper coin in her hand when she's actually casting the spell.
Ooh, I like that.
very nice, very nice.
Very Gambit, honestly.
Yeah. His surface thoughts are sort of muted. He's very focused. It's kind of just the surface thought, if it were a sentence, just the word patience. But there's like flares of anger, and there's like little bits of worry, but mainly he's just trying to keep himself to be patient.
So I'm reading through this. Okay, so you do know that somebody is trying to poke at your brain at the moment. That's what sucks about Detect Thoughts. And, sorry, Bella is going to be curious and try to get a better understanding of Devotion, so I need you to make a wisdom save.
Which makes sense, because it's just like, who the fuck are these people?
You need to beat an 18.
Well, I'd have to. That's one of my proficiencies. Let's hope I don't. Okay, I think I'm good. That's 24.
Yeah, that spell fails.
No, yeah, I have a plus 12 to my wisdom because it's paladin. Like, he does, when he notices, he just kind of like, His eyes linger on Belladonna after he notices it a little bit, because like, you are a new person, someone's poking in my brain, suspicious face, but he's kind of like looks and sort of, but he passes it, kind of looks around the bistro, sort of listening around.
You want to
It says that you know it's me.
Oh, I just said like, oh, after I
Mhm.
succeed. Okay,
Yeah.
you're gonna.
Most likely, it's probably a thing of like.
Whether it succeeds or fails, you know it's me.
Okay.
Most likely, it's a thing of like there's that like tug of magical source that you're able to backtrack back to the caster in this case. Because it's pretty specific.
She'll just kind of let out a sigh and just like flip the coin in her hand before pocketing it.
I apologize for nothing, but if you happen to scan the surface thoughts that Zinc or Alfredo has, it's like.
I think she did briefly. And she just kind of chuckled to herself.
All gonna die. It's dangerous here.
If that's the case, you hear a calm voice in your head because she does have telepathy.
Uh-huh.
You're not gonna die, sugar. There's nothing to be worried about.
Who is this? Mom?
Are they?
No.
But when he.
Bella just replies, "No, Alfredo."
Yes, Belladonna.
Mm-hmm.
You and I are going to get along very well tomorrow.
I hope so. Well, yeah. Again, we'll tell you when we get back to the inn.
The connection gets cut.
Wait, would I feel that, or would I just be like, so yeah, I think that probably gonna get the oysters because they sound really delicious. I've never had oysters before, and I'm really interested
You've
in.
never had oysters before?
No, they are they good?
Well, if you don't mind eating raw fish. The trick is, you don't think about it, you just slurp it immediately. It'll taste a little briny and salty, but you get used to it.
Yeah. When it clicks to Devotion that it was her, he decides he kind of like trails his eyes towards her. That is not a good idea. If you have questions, ask them. But that is not somewhere you should be rooting around.
Okay, we won't get oysters then. Jeez, Alistair.
To Alistair.
Alistair.
To Alistair.
Mr. Crowley. Sorry. I named him after, now I can't get Mr. Crowley out of my head.
I have an idea. Let's get drinks. I think that will help.
Shots? Shot. Everybody. Get Sutha, the emotionally unstable teenager, drunk.
Mademoiselle, s'il vous plaît, 12 shots, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
Grazie is the word you're looking for, Mr. Italian operator man.
Give me shots.
Oh, but this is a bistro. I thought it was. I thought they spoke Elvish here.
I'm joking with you.
I don't.
Grazie. We are dark elves here. Elf toast. So I don't want to railroad here, but is there anything else anyone wants to do at this dinner? Because I'm happy to go back to the.
Yeah, I'm happy to time skip.
Totally fair. So, I think it's also a little odd because we're down a few people at this point.
Once it's attuned and they are like walking out, Devotion sort of his form shifts to sort of a like a salt and pepper human sort of. But like with Circa just turned into a big hat to replace the feeling of a big horn. So he looks like a wizard, sort of, but like he's not too gaudied up, so it looks like he's just kind of a regular older wizard.
Honestly, given this place fits in pretty fucking well.
Yes. I'm a magic trick. I will be wizard man.
Okay. So small time skip in that case. But also I'm going to toss up a little thing. So we get a small, in this case, I guess, flashback or small like a backside to Sierra. Grab, yoink.
God damn it! I gotta change my name again.
Only a little bit. Only a little bit. So yeah, and Sierra, you're now standing beside the teleportation circle as the rest of your party goes and just bamfs out of existence to somewhere else, and you see your father. They're looking very distressed. He's not. Which, if you'd like, you can roll insight.
Let me pull up her character sheet then. I've only had Bella's up.
I'm sorry.
Okay, one second. Let me get her sheet. It's like right here. Insight. What the fuck is my insight? +2. It's shit. 8.
Fair enough. Let me just get. Well, he's not trying at all to hide any of his shit, so you beat his. You see your actual father.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike when you have ever dealt with Ferris in this kiss situation, the hand that kind of grabbed your shoulder and tugged was not forceful. It was not angry. It was not aggressive. It was insistent, yes, but there was a different just underlying tone to it. And even now, as you're face to face with your dad, his face is not angry. It's not again, it's not aggressive. It's not belligerent. It's not blaming, even in an underlying way. It's not. It is just concern, just plain and simple, pure as like it can be. It is concern, it is worry, it is apprehension, it's uncertainty. But all of it is based around being all of these emotions for you and not at you, which is probably a very different emotional experience for her, honestly. Even in her unemotional state, she's like, oh, this is a different interaction just in general.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Raquel, he's like just kind of standing there, and he's, I think, a bit taller than you, if I remember correctly.
He's like half a foot taller than me.
Yeah. So he's taller. So he's like kind of, I think like your head like hits like about his solar plexus, let's say. But he's kind of like standing like holding your shoulders, but it's not a bruising grip. Like it's not like he's holding you in place. It's just there, like, I need to assess this situation kind of thing. And you can see that he's so discombobulated and shocked and everything, that his wings have actually like vamped out. And because he's a protector, the way that yours did look until last night. Yeah. But he just looks concerned, just over top of anything else. And he kind of like does that like kind of like quick once over and then one more time. What happened? I felt something different, something shifted, and you are very different today. What happened?
She's gonna be silent a moment, and she's gonna look back to the circle that's now starting to fade after the spell ends, and she's just gonna say, Sutha's not gonna be happy that I didn't go.
Sorry, one more time. The mic didn't quite pick it up.
Sutha's not going to be happy that I didn't go.
We can get a spell scroll or something to cast you over to get you there, or hell, I'll fly you there myself. I don't. What happened? Something changed. Something's wrong. We and he like is gesturing to you too as he like does this kind of like back and forth. Like, we don't fall for trivialities. Like, what are you're not okay.
Guess not.
Okay. He sort of like is like I said, he's sort of standing there like holding you like this. And he's been gesturing with this hand, and he sort of like hears you say that, and he doesn't seem to know what else to do, so he just sort of does that like dad thing of like.
Sorry, Sarah changed her name.
It wasn't me.
The boyfriend has to be careful, okay?
So your dad does this thing of like he's like kind of looking over your face and looking at the circle and then looking back at you, and like he doesn't know what else to do really, because to be fair, he's been kind of isolated from society for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
But he just kind of like takes you and then just does like this whole like just a full force like dad hug kind of thing. And he's just sort of like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to fix what's this. But I'm sorry. And if you need someone to help you with the boy issue, I'm sure we can work something out. He doesn't know that.
It's not something Dayron did.
Okay, well that's good. That would have been the easiest fix, but it's good to know that it's not actually that.
Fall my body in a ditch.
Only if you deserved it.
I don't know what's going on with me, and I don't know if I can be fixed.
And your dad is kind of like doing the thing of like pat on back and like pat on head.
And Sierra doesn't realize it, but there's tears streaming down her face, but
yeah,
she doesn't realize it.
Is then like the pat on head like stays, but like pat on back becomes like just up and down, like rub, like kind of thing. He's very skilled. He can do the pat and the rub at the same time. Kind of like if you like pat your head and rub your tummy,
Yeah.
which I can actually do.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact. Anyway, eventually you kind of like pat in a circle, but we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, so Arakiel just kind of like does this really tight squeeze for one of us to fall. It is an enormous shock to the system. Something big had to have happened, and I'm so sorry. It's I never thought it was something you would have to contend with. I'm the only way to reverse it, to come out as a protector again, is to resolve or otherwise become comfortable with yourself again in some capacity. And it can take time. I don't have any concrete answers for you, and I'm sorry. I I never wanted you to have to worry about something like this. I knew it was technically possible, but I'm sorry.
I don't know why you're apologizing. That's not your fault.
It's my blood that runs in your veins that gave you this chance, this ability, this weakness to have something like this happen. I know I wasn't the one who did whatever it was that caused this, but I still feel responsible, and you're still my kid. I want to fix this. I want to make it better, but I know that also has to come from you. I'm just it it doesn't sorry. It doesn't matter my baggage coming into this. What matters is what we can do to help you. I I think the answer might lie in your matron.
Possibly, I don't know.
Sorry, one more time.
My mic doesn't like it when I speak low.
It does not. I'm so sorry. I've even got like my speakers turned up. It's just
Possibly, I don't know.
so in that moment.
Ding dong, bird mom's here.
Knock knock, motherfucker.
Peck.
So in peck peck bitch. So in that moment, there's a stiff breeze that kind of rustles up around you, swirls very quickly, and the leaves that are contained within this whirlwind very quickly constrict and soften so that they go from being leaves to being actual like black feathers that are flying around you. It's very cool. Like lots of budget went into these effects. Lots of budget. But they constrict, roil around you, and start going up, and you can feel them kind of like flicking past your hair. And Arakiel's looking around. He's a little confused, but like also, you know what? Deities are gonna do what they fucking do, and it's not his place. And you and after a moment, you actually see the Raven Queen has manifested in her full glory. She's not based in a statue this time. She's not based in a single raven that has come to call. She is fully and completely herself in her full presence on this mortal plane. She is much taller than any statue would give her credit for. She's closer to like 9 feet. That mask that she's got is absolutely, it is both pristine in its pale bone china glaze, but also the blood red of the lips is more rich than anything you've ever seen, and the blackness behind the eyes is something that can never be recreated on any actual thing here on the mortal plane. It is purely a deific inflection here.
I'm sorry, but Stuart Simple sees that as a challenge.
He does, and he can meet it if he dares.
He'll do it to spite Anish Kapoor.
Yes. Anish Kapoor can never hold these pigments. The reddest red, the whitest white. Stuart Simple does all of her makeup.
Yeah. Continue.
Anyway, her cloak of raven feathers is billowing around her in a breeze that only she can feel, because you sure as hell are not feeling any of this shit. It's purely her, because she is appearing, as I said, in all of her deific glory. She appears, and there's this faint, in the similar way to the how crows have that iridescent, like greenish blue underneath their feathers. There's almost a greenish blue, very dark glow to her eye, to the eye sockets of her mask, that lets you know that there is life to it. There is a being peering out from behind them. You just have not been allowed to see what is actually behind there fully. But she is present, she is there. There is a burst of sound as a huge collection of ravens starts going in a spiral pattern around y'all, just continuously spiraling, cawing, and otherwise just making a whole fuss. Arakiel looks a little scared. I'm not gonna lie.
Dad's like, I deal with life goddesses.
Yeah, basically, Dad's like, I don't deal with any of this. Oh boy. He doesn't have any familiarity with it, like, at all. Even like with his time as prisoner underground in the abyss, he doesn't have any familiarity with any of this. He's like, well, this is your matron. I'm not gonna interfere, but also I am terrified. My voice sounds like this.
Rocket now needs to change his underwear.
You should have worn the brown pants.
Should have worn the brown pants. And as all of this kind of collects, your matron, the Raven Queen, gestures, and one hand emerges from beneath her very voluminous cloak that seems to billow with its own life, separate from the waves of the wind that kind of is going in a continuous circle around you. That one hand it's very interesting, because at the same time that you can see that it is a whole flesh and blood, as far as the deity is concerned, a flesh and blood, very pale hand with bright red nails that extends out to you. Within a single heartbeat, you see it fade from that to purely skeletal, to desiccated, and then back to fully flesh. It goes through basically all the stages at once, and then back to what is most acceptable for you. And as you keep looking, it will keep doing that every other heartbeat, basically. In just like the blink of an eye, it will go from these 3 stages and back continuously. It's lots of our budget went into this scene. I'm just saying. Lots of our budget. And she extends her hand out to you, and you hear this voice, even as you hear this voice both within you, echoing deeply, even as you hear it echo in the world around you. And you can hear her saying, in a voice that at one time sounds both youthful and cheery, maybe about your mother's age, and like a little bit worn with time, to elderly, as though a crone on her deathbed, to a whisper that has only been heard beyond the grave. All of these are overlapping with each other as she is speaking to you, and you realize that this is sort of the Raven Queen in her purest form, because she is that balance, that amalgamation, that confluence of life and death at the same time. She is both of these, and she is above and she is below, because she is both all the time, which means there is always going to be an interesting juxtaposition of all stages of her at the same time when she's actually going all out. She can choose to only give you a little bit when she needs to, but as a fallen, the assumption is that you have seen the worst, because that's what's driven you to this, and you're still here, so you can handle her at her full at her fullness, basically. So you're getting the Raven Queen plus. Yay. But she reaches out that hand to you, and you hear her voice say in all of those many overlapping echoes, I have a task for you, as I think that you can exemplify what I need in a champion. Do you accept this task? And she's holding out her hand. What do you do?
I'm gonna take a glance to my dad.
His face has lost all color.
Mhm.
He's not gonna stop you, but you can feel that he still has like that dad hand on your shoulder of like, I love you and I'm here, but also I'm gonna have to change my shorts.
Mhm.
He's not stopping you, but you do still feel like that kind of familial support, which is a unique thing in its own. And especially from a father figure is unique to you.
Mhm. And to line up with everything, that's when I send that sending message to Darren.
I'm thinking so.
Yeah. And I'll glance back to her and I'll say, I accept. And I take her hand.
Cool. You take her hand. We as the audience see this huge, this almost Dragon Ball Z-esque like light lens flare that bisects the screen in black and white, twists around so that they're then opposite, vanishes, and when it vanishes, you and the Raven Queen are gone. Your dad is still there holding out his hand to where your shoulder had been.
Mm-hmm.
He looks concerned for a second. He kind of does like one of these, and then he immediately drops to his knees and starts praying specifically out loud, and we can hear like for you, for your safety, and like just basically praying that like everything's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I'm off this plane of existence, bitches.
I'll elaborate more on that next time.
Yeah.
Back in Diamond.
Okay, I got a name change again. Change my persona. Okay.
Sorry, I did want to give like, because I know like Paige, I had messaged you specifically. I did want to give like the audience and everybody else some like context for what the fuck was happening with Sierra.
Mm.
So, back in Diamond. So yeah, you guys have kind of gathered a little bit, kind of made some basic intros, kind of gotten to know like a little bit of everybody as you're kind of gathering. I think for the last little bit of tonight, it has, at least this is as far as I planned for this evening. Sorry, I'm gonna pop over to, sorry. I think Rayla is gonna sort of as you guys go back to your rooms, I think Rayla's gonna kind of look at everybody as y'all are going into your various areas, and she's gonna sling like one arm around you and like look at you, look at everybody else, and be like, hey, look, trust me when I say, you want to have the opinion and the insight of somebody who has actually lived here for longer than you have been trying to infiltrate here. That person right now for us is Belladonna. I'm just saying. I've got to go make some preparations. I've got to go like fine tune some stuff, make sure that what did you guys call him? Not Hollyhock. The flower boy and my brother don't combust without my leadership. So I'm gonna go make sure they're okay. You guys, I'm telling you, listen to what good old Bella's got to say. I'm just saying.
You flatter me, mon cher.
Promise to stop sneaking up on me.
No guarantees.
All right, good to see you. Bella, let's have tea and dish.
Will you stay safe out there, sugar? And she's gonna give Rayla a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, you know it. I gotta come back to you. And she like taps you on the nose. And then like, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. And then like between fucking like one breath and the next, she fucking just like, as far as y'all looking, just like bams out of existence.
I think that's the
well, maybe not for Sutha, if your passive is a 21 or lower, she will essentially just vamp out of existence. If it's higher than a 21, you'll notice that she just kind of like slinks off.
I think that's the fastest she's disappeared on record.
Bojan may or may not believe that sneaky types like that need to be unobserved in order to do that. He just kind of like, she's leaving. Turn head, and she's gone.
Bella just blinks and she's gone.
Basically.
We just Batman this shit. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Bella blinks and lots of other things happen too. It's not. Look, Rayla knows what she's doing. I'm just saying. Saying.
I figured the Jax and Al are doing their thing. Flortma's probably gone to his room, so Bella just turns to Alfredo, Alistair, and Sutha and be like, well, it's just the four of us now.
Hold that thought. I'm going to cast Message at a range of 240 feet in the chance that a certain rogue is nearby.
What now? Sorry.
Oh, you got this message, bruv?
Message has a range of...
It's 120, but I'm extending it to 240. Because I can do that. Because I have...
Darren, what you think? I can't hear you. You have to talk loud enough for the mic to pick you up.
I need to unmute the mic first.
Oh, that works.
I don't know how big this city is.
The city is pretty decently sized. It's not quite as big as Amethyst Halls, but it's close. If y'all are planning on staying in like the shadier side of shit, which would make sense. Let's see. You know what? Here about tell me.
I had rolled pretty well to find the best place to be. So
yeah. High or low?
High.
Okay. Y'all are, which honestly would make sense with like strategic planning. Y'all are within like extending messaging range.
Okay.
So you would get his message.
So the message is, what's up, bruv? It's your boy, Z Money. Bela says we should trust Belladonna. So we're at the tavern. Hope everything's going well with you. You can respond.
Any friend of Rayla is worth our attention. That's all you get back.
All right, be safe, bruv. I'll catch you on the flippity flop. Be safe. I'm sorry I couldn't get you back to Sierra. We'll talk soon. You can respond to this message.
He doesn't.
Oh, by the way, it's Font of Magic that allows me to. Oh no, sorry, it's meta magic. I can distance spell. So that's why I can get double the range.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Alfredo's gonna grab some tea and some snacks and go sit with Belladonna and Bear and Alistair.
I assume we're just sitting in one of the rooms at the end.
Oh, probably, yeah, your room.
Mm-hmm. She's definitely like decorated her and Rayla's room to give it a little more homey feeling. She's got a tapestry up on a wall. Her crystals laying about. She's got a incense burning.
Love it so much.
She has her own duvet covers that she carries around in her bag.
I legit need to know, what is Belladonna's preferred incense, like burning scent? Booker,
she loves... Oh god, what is it? She likes rose.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So it smells like roses in the room.
Hell yeah. like that very much.
Mm-hmm. And she's back to her normal tiefling appearance.
Okay. Alfredo's gonna go back to Bob. And then it's just gonna be like, okay, so fun fact, we are here to try to find Dude Man's fam. We suspect that a very terrible person and or a group of persons has them hostage and or in danger, and we need to figure out the lay of the city, where they are, how we can rescue them, all as quickly and quietly as we can.
Well, that certainly explains everyone's very quiet demeanor and secretiveness.
The fact that we suck at being stealthy, most of us.
And that takes time and practice, darling. So is there anything in particular you needed to know about Diamond?
Well, Alistair,
in particular, you set up your shop all over the city, correct?
Wherever I can make the most money. In the mornings, I set up here in the shadier parts of town because people are stumbling home drunk. Too much money in their pockets than they need. During the daytime, I spend more time in the town square.
Have you heard someone you could distinctly pick out that clicks their teeth together?
DM, have I heard that sound while I was in the city?
Roll me either a history or intelligence save.
Save?
Sorry, history check or intelligence save to see if you know.
Well, my history check is higher. I'm gonna try my gay dice. The gay dice have spoken. 16.
Hey, you specifically have not interacted with anyone like that, but because it's unusual and it makes people go, what the fuck? You have heard tell of somebody who does that near the sorry, I'm trying to think of how to say it. Near the near like the blacksmith and the tannery part of the merchants area, specifically because those tend to have a lot more space between stalls, and a lot of people avoid them because they're stinky as hell. They're stinky and they're loud. So yeah, blacksmith and tanners.
I have never personally encountered someone with such a tick. However, a couple of my customers have told me about a shady figure in particular hanging around the blacksmith who matches that behavioral description.
That sounds like her. She can be out of the way, and the noise would help hide it at least a bit, unless you were right up next to her.
Well, nah. Particularly nobody wants to be next to each other in that part of town. It's not only is it very loud, it smells something awful. That's why I carry incense with me everywhere I go.
I don't think it would bother her much. This individual is my sister. She is in a similar skill set to Rayla and the other two.
That's interesting, because you're the first tiefling I've seen in a while.
Likewise. The closest any of the tiefling I've met so far came to your particular shade is my brother. He's more of a purple.
Yeah. Us cooler toned skin folks, we're not that common.
I mean,
I have to say, I love your skin tone.
Well, thank you, Shay.
My youngest is nearly pink.
I
little
definitely have not
guilty.
seen any pink-skinned tieflings around here. So I'm guessing she must be sort of a master of disguise then.
Yes, she's filed down her horns to make practical application of disguises more viable, swapping between magic and makeup and all that matter of thing. But she clicks her teeth and tongue. It's a side effect of the condition. We had a very destructive upbringing.
And as your friend here said, she's got your family in your personal family in a twist.
My wife. And she knows I'll be coming here eventually.
Well, that's the case. You definitely want to give yourself a low profile while here in town.
I suppose it's important to keep the low profile from the local temple tier, despite myself being a paladin. The temple master is not a fan of me, given both my heritage and my. He kind of glances to his right arm, my burden, and as a baseline, he's kind of an asshole, just in general. just a little bit.
So let me get this straight. You know there are individuals in this town who do not like you and most likely seek you out if they know you're here. And you're trying to run a covert mission, hoping to not gain their attention, yet didn't come prepared to do so. As I clearly had to point out, you needed to stop by a shop here in town to get a disguise helm.
To be honest, I intended on using my staff's ability to cast invisibility to simply not be visible in town. But
that could work, but you are in a very magical town, sir. They have devices and magics here that can see through invisibility.
Alright. So I haven't been really permitted to be in Diamond for quite some time. So that's why I originally intended to just stay here. But given the early hours and that there was no one around that might be of particular interest, I found it was a good enough time to slip out and get something.
If y'all don't mind me asking, just how planned and prepared are all of you for this undertaking?
As much as we could be. We only recently found that she was here. She's been able to, through various means, avoid detection. Only glimpses and reports from allies in my order, notations of that particular tick, is what sealed that she was here. And has been for longer than I would have expected.
How recently are we talking if you come into this knowledge?
Within a couple of weeks. At least the exact location of this, within a couple of weeks. We were getting closer, but the hard part of not having people like Rayla and Darren and them on my own personal under my own personal control is information comes much slower.
Forgive me for asking so many questions. I'm just trying to get a better understanding who I'm going to be working with.
If
And
you have
just
questions.
exactly what sort of danger we might all be heading into. Especially if you say your sister is this dangerous.
You'll notice that Bob has like sort of like gotten up and like is looking under the bed for Rayla.
She is nowhere to be found.
Trust me,
Where?
sugar, she is not here.
I just, like
She
to
may,
be safe.
she may be sneaky, but when she's focused on her job, she gets to it.
Okay.
How familiar are you with the region of Obsidian?
Never been to that region a day in my life. I'm more of a West Coast girl. Because, for backstory purposes, Belladonna is from Blue Lace Quartz. That's up on the northwestern coast.
In Obsidian, there is a place called the Cleave, a sort of valley between two of the mountain ranges near one of the volcanoes, the non-active one. My father is a leader of a cult that at one time worshipped the god Loki.
You
But
better
now,
be careful tossing names of gods around like that.
oh, I mention him often because it's a very unique situation on that front.
Just how unique are we talking?
Are you familiar with the stories of the gems of great power?
I think I've heard hearsay.
My father came upon one. How he did it, I'm not sure. But what I do know is that it contained that particular god. Divided into two pieces. The centerpiece he wore as a medallion, what contained most of his power, most of Loki's power. He'll sort of pull the gauntlet off and sort of lower the illusion, show the burn triangle and like burn marks on his hand. I took it when I was much younger, when I escaped. My father raised the three of us to be weapons of his own devices. So I left. My siblings were not so lucky.
Sorry, I'm just acknowledging Bridget's message. Have a good night, honey.
To put it simply, Loki is bound to me in a very unpleasant manner. It has some benefits, but I have been doing my level best to utilize him less and less, especially concerning whenever going up against my family. That has much darker temptations than I am willing to entertain at this point. So, they want me back. So, they took them 10 years to do it, but they found my family. And now they have my wife and my sister. Of the three of us is not the most powerful, but by herself, she's dangerous, and if she's working alone, she may not intend to survive this encounter, which means she's going to be even more dangerous.
In which I bring up my question again. Just how prepared are you and your group for this undertaking?
We're not. Oh, we're not.
Shay,
Sorry.
you don't have to keep that facade up around me any longer. If we're truly gonna get to know one another, I prefer everyone talk to me with honesty.
No, I agree normally, but I'm really bad at keeping in character, so I'm trying to do it. Yeah. And he like jumps behind the dresser, looking for Rayla. No Rayla.
We'll be better prepared once the operation goes forward.
Also, this isn't the only thing that we're dealing with, but it is the most important thing.
What else are you all dealing with then?
Oh,
You mentioned the necrotic circles before.
Listen, I don't want to put you to sleep because it's a long story, but yeah, the necrotic circles, we at least know a little bit about who might be behind that. Long story short, there's an evil woman and or person who is trying to usurp power in this realm, and they're going after the same things that we are, whereas we're trying to destroy them, they're trying to use them for evil. So a lot of what we do is life and death.
What brought us initially all together was both individual interests, in my case, as well as investigating these circles as well. It seems to be a common thread amongst us.
Seems to be.
We have more detailed notes somewhere. But
with Florma.
It's been a long journey thus far. But we have we're sort of trying to assess and take down the structure that we believe that this person, who we've come to call Garnet, take out parts of her operation, and my family is involved in that.
DM, does that name ring any bells with me trying to do my research?
You've traveled a lot, honestly. You know what? Roll history with advantage because you have traveled a lot. Let's see if any of like the talk of like cults or any of this other shit like brings up anything for you. And we'll go from there.
17.
Okay. You've heard a few little like bits and pieces about the cult. You've heard a little bit here and there, but I think from what like you've heard before, it's always been like done in like a past tense, as though the cult had been like abolished or disbanded or died. You probably weren't aware that the cult was still like a thing. So this might be a surprise of like, wait, this is an actual threat. But you have a baseline of like, oh, these were those like crazy fuckers that really like Loki near Obsidian. You have like a vague idea, but did not know that it was like a current thing, if that makes sense.
Oh. Seems those myths are actually reality then.
Those myths were my life a long time ago. People don't like to think about things like that as if they were real. Despite that we live in a world of magic and all manner of crazy things. Crazy people, people tend to try and sweep under the rug. I think it's more of a personal thing. If someone can be driven to that level of madness, anyone can. And that's a lot scarier than a dragon to some people. The other cult that we are dealing with has sort of congregated many people. It'll take out the symbol of the keepers. They call themselves keepers, sacred gems. And they're the ones looking for the magic fancy gems.
Does this symbol ring any bells for me?
I think roll a pure history check for me, just in general. This was a little bit more esoteric and a little bit more out there, so it might not, but we'll see.
Dirty 20.
Nice. I think again, because of like your experience and your travels, you've heard of them before, but especially given like the time span of this one you've only ever heard specifically in past tense. You've never been aware that it's an active thing. You've seen the symbol, but like always nothing like this is the symbol that they use during their culture ritual. It's always been extremely past tense. You've not heard any indication that it could be a currently active cult or following or anything else. So you're familiar with some of the symbolisms and the symbology. You did not know it was still here because they are very good at staying under the radar. So take that as you will.
All right, good to know, good to know. Apparently all these myths are just realities. Learn something new every day. Is there anything else about the City of Diamond y'all wanted to know?
You know, I think I've burdened you with enough tonight.
We'll see what the others have gathered and if you can add to their reports. It's been a tiring few days.
Yes. If you want, tomorrow we can talk about maybe things that we need to look out for while we're in the city before we head over to the academy.
We can certainly do that.
Well, time to hit the dusty trail. Go back to bed. Ugh.
I don't think your bedroom should be dusty. I cleaned it up earlier.
Oh,
She did. She's very good.
it's very sweet of you. This place looks like it hasn't been dusted in ever.
I keep begging old Jeffrey to get himself a maid, but he doesn't.
Well,
Jeffrey's got arthritis. He doesn't do shit.
Arthritis.
Because grandma's got arthritis and she doesn't peel the potatoes anymore. Anyway. Sorry, that was a very funny Jacksepticeye video for me. Anyway. But yeah, no, Jeffrey doesn't do shit unless he absolutely has to. Because you know what? What's a little dust? It'll bolster your immune system as far as he's concerned. Jeffrey's not exactly correct, but you know what? It works for him. Anyway. So I'm gonna say the last shot for this evening, because you guys all like separate out, go to your bedrooms, which is all fine. The last shot for this evening, we get a little bit of like a highlight scene of like, it's just a few like split seconds of like Rayla rejoining her brother and Darren. Y'all looking over a map, consulting, adding a little bit of what Belladonna had said to some of like the things of like, what the fuck's going on in this town? We haven't been here in a while. And then we have a jump cut from a black screen over to a very darkly illuminated one that's mostly in like reds, a few like flickering shades that kind of remind us of like a candle kind of thing.
Where there's
And here,
parts and everything great.
no, baby, I'm sorry, not in this part. we hi Brian, how are you? While you guys are plotting, while you're adding in the stuff that Belladonna has brought to the table, and considering a few things, we hear in this scene that has gone mostly dark with only like the flickering light of a very, very guttering candle to add to it, we hear that click, 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 click of teeth over and over again. We see a quick shot of like these definitely filed teeth that are in frame. The lips are a little bit cracked, a little bit dry, definitely in need of something, but who fucking cares? But we see them like, we see this mouth grinned very widely. We hear these like rapid click, click, clicks, click kind of thing. And then we hear this voice that we haven't really heard to this point. It's a little bit whispery, it's a little bit hoarse at the same time. It's making for a very interesting combination, but it still like manages to strike sort of a chill into the heart of those listening, of like, and the person is saying, which we all know as watchers is Severance, is saying, say it again, and you hear like the click, 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 click. And then we hear another voice that we haven't heard for quite a lot of episodes. It's Anya. It's quiet. It's hurting. It's raspy. And we hear this voice say out of the darkness, we don't get to see any kind of association with who she is. We just hear this voice out of the darkness. I am a weapon. We see the pointed, filed teeth smile, and then it goes dark. So yeah. Woo. Hi, hello, how are you? I came back with angst.
I'm going to set something on fire. Ooh, boy, howdy.
I signed up for angst. It's not my fault.
I love even Percy is judging you.
Yeah, Percy was like, I came back for 2 seconds and I heard you torturing your players. It's fine. Let me just make a note.
That everything's fine and nothing's
Everything's fine.
We travel the dog sitting.
Hey, dog is a very important part of this process.
Oh, really?
Dog is important. You all know this. I made a notes about how dog is important last time.
Yeah.
Did we make a joke that dog was some sort of god? That's why they can't be detected, because he's just like, no.
Who could say?
Who could say?
I'm the goodest boy. You shall not find me.
So yeah, that's it for today.
And with that, we're gonna head offline. Thank you everyone who tuned in for episode 66 GKC. We're
Wait.
hoping
If I may, it's episode 66, and we have lost more than half of the party during the game.
They're all Jedis. They're all Jedis.
You guys good. Thank you. Somebody get the senator.
I'm too fucking tired for this.
Good night, folks. Thank you for watching.
Night, everybody. We'll see you all next Friday. Bye.